Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Bob, we made it here to a Tuesday, weekend Tuesday for us. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
I'm doing great, Beam. Excited about life, excited to be here with you. Feeling good about everything.
Yeah.
Feeling good about that Jackets win.
Feeling great about that Jackets win. We had a nice sports equinox yesterday. You had baseball going on, you had football going on, you had basketball going on, you had hockey going on, you had Major League Soccer playoffs going on. Had literally whatever you were into last night, had you covered. Had you covered.
Yeah, so is this one of the best sports times of the year, Beamer?
It's pretty good.
I mean, it is pretty good, depending on what you're into. But
That's a confluence of events.
It is. It is. Pretty solid, to say the least. So.
Yeah, and you're going to feel good anytime you beat another Canadian team 6-1.
Yes.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
It feels great.
This team's on fire right now.
You know, they let one slip away on Saturday. You're worried, does that, spiral a little bit?
Yeah.
But apparently it does not, and they're ready to rock.
Of course they are, man. Just as everybody predicted this season, right? Ready to rock. Exactly correct. I mean, I know Connor McDavid went down first shift of the game, all right? But that was a team that was a period away from winning the Stanley Cup.
Let me tell you this. I don't want to hear about other teams' injuries, okay?
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point.
You're going to say, well, Connor McDavid went down. Hey, buddy, have you looked at what happened here with the Jackets?
You're right.
Are we aware of what went on?
I saw our guy Scheig tweet out last night, too. He got confirmation that Ken Johnson will not need surgery on his shoulder.
That's good.
Which is good. He's still going to be out an extended period of time, but not as long as if he were going to have to get that shoulder repaired again, which is good news for us.
That is very good.
Yeah.
The fact that he'll be healthy at some point in time in the future, I like that.
I do too. So that was pretty good last night. And then I was dual barreling Monday Night Football and the World Series last evening. Steelers got it done on Monday Night Football last night, and then the Yankees find themselves down in a 3-0 hole. So they got that to look forward to.
And that is good. I mean, I don't have a huge interest in this, but if you're going to ask me who I wanted to win, it was not the Yankees, and it was the Dodgers.
It was the correct assessment.
I'm a little more partial to Shohei.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's pretty incredible. Freddie Freeman, the storyline of the Dodgers, too. I mean, 3 home runs in 3 games.
The grand slam walk-off.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's all you need right there.
Pretty good. I mean, he was distraught,
and he looks like he could be Bill Burr's, cousin with the helmet on.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Weirdo Bill Burr out there. So, yeah, it was a pretty great sports night that we had last Monday evening. Beautiful weather day again. It was nice and cool. Going to be warmer today, tomorrow, and I think on Thursday, too, 80 degrees. Mm-hmm. So we got that to look forward to, which is good.
I hope it doesn't rain. I know it's supposed to on Thursday. The fact that it's going to rain once in 10 days and it happens to be on Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
That's a little kick in
there. Can we push that to a Wednesday?
Yeah. I mean, just maybe rain late Thursday night.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier Thursday.
Even a 9:30.
Yeah, give them a window of 2 hours. That's all the kids are looking for.
That's all they need. A little 6 to 8. Everybody's doing Trick or Treat in the city on the same day because Halloween is actually on Thursday this year. So, yeah, hopefully we can avoid that, but I know that hope isn't a strategy, so we'll see what happens.
Not.
We got a great show lined up for here this morning. Busy show. Busy show. The Big Ten. I said that to Meredith last night. She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Gladiator. You ever seen it?" She goes, "No." I said, "All right, well, we're going to have to get that done at some point.
I'm going to need you to write down the movies that I need to see and shows that we've been talking about, because last night I was thinking about stuff that I wanted to watch, and nothing was coming to mind. Okay. And now that I'm kind of done with the kids' football, they're all through. We have basketball that'll come up, but it's not near the commitment that football is, and the times change and move around. But it just gets dark. You're inside now, outside of blowing some leaves and getting some stuff done, and a crazy busy day. But outside of that, I get to the evening, I want to be able to sit down and watch a show or something that's entertaining, not these little wizard shows that my kids are watching on Netflix. This nonsense, it looks terrible. Give me something good.
Yeah, we can workshop that for sure. Big Ten rescinding the First half suspension of Penn State for Arvell Reese. We'll get into that in our next segment. 6:33 will be digressed by the great Anthony Schlegel. He was all fired up yesterday when we chatted to him. Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, the hyphenator, he joins us at 7:20 this morning. Steve Helwagen at 7:33. Schlegel reappears at 8:05. And then Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join the program coming up here at 8:33 a little bit later on this morning. Before we hop into anything else today, it's Tuesday. It's the 29th day of October, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, what do you got lined up for us on this Tuesday, buddy?
Well, it is October 29th, the 303rd day of the year. 63 days remaining. This date, 1901. Leo Sol... I can never pronounce his name. Solzgaz?
Sure.
Solzgaz? You know what I'm talking about, Shark? The man who shot William McKinley?
I think it's actually a CH, a Cholgals.
Cholgaz? There's no L at the end. It's Cholgaz. I feel like I'm trying to teach my youngest son how to read. The man who assassinated William McKinley, put to death, beamed by old Sparky in the electric chair. This day, 1929. Black Tuesday happens. Great Depression begins for the next 10-ish years.
Yep.
I mean, the fact that it lasted that long. I mean, that is... Sure, can you imagine like a decade long?
No, it really took the war. Believe it or not,
believe me,
World War II to get
pulled
us out of it.
Oh, I know that. That's what got everything going. So, as rough as Pearl Harbor was, that kind of got everything rolling again. But yeah, think about that, the length, a decade plus. This date, 1960, an airplane carrying Cal Poly football team, after a game with Toledo, crashes on takeoff. About half of the people on the plane, unfortunately, perish. This date, 1983, 41 years ago today, Islands in the Stream is re-recorded by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Too drunk to taste this chicken, Kenny Rogers. It hits number one.
In the sun.
There we go. Blister in the Sunbeam, also there for you. And this day, 1998, the Space Shuttle Discovery launches with a 77-year-old man named John Glenn, former senator, former astronaut, back to being an astronaut again. Oldest man in space, also from Ohio.
We have a go for engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery with a crew of 6 astronaut heroes and 1 American legend.
Houston Discovery, roll program.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
You can hear that sound for miles and miles around.
The next event will be burnout and separation of Discovery's twin solid rocket boosters. Discovery now traveling at a speed of 3,500 miles per hour at an altitude of 43 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, 70 miles. All systems are continuing to perform well.
I really wonder what John's thinking now. He's just got to be, I can't get into his head, but I want to ask him when he gets back.
John Glenn, ask him when he gets back. Thankfully, nothing bad happened on that, Shark.
3,500 miles an hour. Wouldn't it be fun to fly from Columbus to L.A. in a half hour?
What do you think that would feel like on your body?
Yeah. A lot of G-force there.
Tons.
77, Shark. I mean, you still have
you've got
13 years
plenty
left.
of years to get that accomplished.
And you're retiring now. John Glenn, that was his retirement, going to space.
Don't tell him or Neil Armstrong the moon landing was fake either. He'll punch you right in the nose.
Six
that was James Lovell.
Was it?
6 astronauts and 1 American legend. How about that? That's a nice little intro. Lost this legend in 1995. Born in 1942. The man who painted my childhood, Mr. Bob Ross.
I think with that, we about have a finished painting. I think I'll sign this. The old clock on the wall tells me it's about time to bring this show and the series to a close. I really enjoyed being with you for the past 13 shows, and I hope to see you again very soon. If you get a chance, stop by Branson, Missouri, say hello to us. Until next time, I'd like to wish each and every one of you happy painting, God bless, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, it was his last show, Beam.
Yeah. Did he say 13 shows? Like that's all they? Yeah, maybe that's all he did was 13
I think
shows?
maybe he meant 13 years.
I was going to say, I thought there were more than...
They said he drank a lot, and maybe, I don't know if that was the water he was pouring in or maybe a little beverage.
The documentary on him was pretty fascinating, and how... I'll save you a lot of time on it, but like the 2 people who basically found Bob Ross like found out that he was a guy, and they basically just exploited him for his entire life.
Oh, really?
He didn't make much money?
No. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
Oh, his paintings are super expensive. I went to buy one, and that was what I wanted to buy when I got drafted, and they were very, very...
Happy little trees, Bob.
It was tough to find. A Bob Ross. I mean, what else would you want in your house?
Nothing. Can't think of one thing.
Oh, goodness. Producer Don Simpson, born in this date in 1943, helped produce Flashdance, Beverly Hills Cop, Top Gun, The Rock. Big-time party boy. Died of a cocaine overdose, man. And that's the way you want to go. He died as he lived. R.A. Dickey turning 50 today, the 16-year MLB pitcher, 2012 Cy Young Award winner.
Knuckleballer.
Absolutely. Throw forever, man. Amanda Beard turning 42 today, the Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time Olympian. And our guy, Maurice Clarett, turning 41 years young today.
Michael Jenkins wide left. Maurice Clarett alone in the backfield. Two tight ends, Hartzog and Hamby to the right. Krenzel will feed it to Clarett. Moving right side inside the 5.
Touchdown.
Pushing into the end zone. Maurice Clarett. Touchdown for the freshman from Ohio State. And the Buckeyes take the lead here in the second overtime, 30-24.
Need some more defense chants out of Jim. Those are the
defense.
Those are my favorite.
Defense.
Those are my favorite. Gosh, I love. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's been so long since Ohio State won a national title. He was all in. Some holidays and observances today. It's International Internet Day, National Cat Day, National Hermit Day. Wonder if Cat Day and Hermit Day, Shark, if those correspond for
coincide with each other.
Yeah, I feel like the Venn diagram on that might be pretty thick and frothy. World Psoriasis Day and World Stroke Day, Shark. So keep yourself healthy over there behind the glass. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. October 29th, the 303rd day of the year, 63 remaining, and just a pair of left until Halloween.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, is it getting better than this?
Defense!
Andre Johnson.
That was about 10 minutes later.
Defense!
All right, we'll do it in our next segment. You want to listen to the entire call? We'll just do it now.
Defense!
Andre Johnson.
Paul lifts Skip up.
Right.
That's why the grunt is so hard.
Peyton alone in the backfield. Dorsey under a center Romberg. Sands motioning. Back is Dorsey to throw. Being grabbed. He throws it in the end zone. And it's incomplete. The Buckeyes win the national championship as defensive pressure got to Ken Dorsey and forced him to throw an incompletion. C. Grant right on the spot and in 2 overtimes. Ohio State grabs the national championship and ends Miami's 34-game streak.
Skip tells a great story that he's basically hanging out of the press box because Jim is lifting him up in excitement.
Like Michael Jackson with his kid?
Yes, exactly. That's like tremendous. That. Exactly like that.
You like that visual, don't you,
So if you hear a little stress in Jim's voice, that's because he's literally lifting up Skip Mossick. So it turns out Arvell Reese's targeting penalty wasn't actually a targeting penalty. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes across your central Ohio roadways. We are watching things pick up on 161 out in New Albany and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
The Christmas cash giveaways now at UDF. With UDrive Plus, 1 in 7 can play to win prizes instantly, including $1,000 weekly by buying specially marked items at UDF. No purchase necessary. Visit udrivecontest.com for official rules.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. We're dealing.
I'm from a small town, man. Our town's most famous Lee Harvey Oswald went to our middle school. True story. Basketball player Pistol Pete Maravich lived and died in our town, so 2 good shooters. From downtown, both of them.
From his Netflix special Regular People and hit podcast this past weekend, comedian Theo Von's Return of the Rat Tour, coming to Schottenstein Center November 14th. Tickets on sale now at theovon.com.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the dopes at The Fan.
Hello, I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
A vote for Sherrod Brown is a vote against Donald Trump. Sherrod Brown has spent 31 years in Washington, D.C., backing radical liberal policies.
Late-term partial birth abortion, where the baby is partially delivered alive. Trans biological men in girls' sports and bathrooms. Puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for children. Amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants.
Brown's liberal policies are the opposite of the Trump agenda, and Brown would oppose Trump at every turn. To undo the damage of the last 4 years, President Trump and Ohio need Republican Bernie Moreno in the Senate. 6 more years of Sherrod Brown? He's for they, them, not you. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mild out there this morning. Lots of cloud cover expected. Partly cloudy today with a high of 80. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. And then partly sunny on your Wednesday with a high close to 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Well, the NBA is back. And FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all the action. Right now, FanDuel is giving everybody 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you got to do to catch every tip-off, buzzer beater, place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel. Sharky, I heard some rumors of a Cavalanche last night, taking down the Knicks. They're looking great to start off the beginning of the year, but they're usually on your local TV. You want to go watch like the, I don't know, Trailblazers and Pelicans. That was a Friday night extravaganza. You could do all that on League
How about
Pass.
the Grizzlies and Kings?
Yeah, that's even better.
Shark has that circled up tonight. He's ready to go. And all it takes is $5 a Lincoln, and you can even win with it. So what better way is that? They're giving you everything. So just visit FanDuel.com/juice to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older in present Ohio. After a 3-month free trial, full price of League Pass will automatically be charged. Cancel anytime, no refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Just call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Buckeyes got some good news for this weekend against Penn State. Arvell Reese will no longer be suspended for the first half of Ohio State's top 5 matchup
Free
with
Valley?
Penn State. Free Valley. It worked. Following Ohio State's win over Nebraska, the program submitted an appeal to the Big Ten regarding Reese's targeting penalty, arguing that he should not have been ejected for his hit on Nebraska wide receiver Jamal Banks. The Big Ten went to the NCAA, who determined upon review that the play should not have been penalized for targeting and vacated Reese's suspension, allowing to play the entire game against Penn State. An Ohio State spokesperson did confirm yesterday. That is massive news for a team like Penn State. I mean, I don't know, Bob. I'm not watching every play on film, but I would just say with my own 2 eyeballs, watching the game live and then having a rewatch over the weekend, it's usually what I do, that Arvell Reese is one of the surest tacklers on this football team. So it's nice to have a guy like that on the football field for 60 minutes if you need him.
Yeah, you're going to want to. He's been playing a lot.
Yeah.
They've been rotating him in significant minutes. He's a good player. He's very versatile with what he can do. He's tall. He has length. He's a young dude. He's getting better each week. They love him as a player. Ryan was a little more than animated when he got ejected. You could kind of see the passion there. Kind of woke the crowd up a little bit and woke the team up some. Got them rolling as well.
It's usually how I wake up. An alarm clock goes off and I start throwing bottles across the room.
That's good. Maybe Meredith. Here's one day you might wake up and it'll be Billy throwing a bottle at you.
He's in a hitting, slapping phase right now.
Yeah.
It's terrible. What do I do to combat that?
I don't know. Hit him back.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know, it's like people say your kids bite people, you bite them.
I told him last night, he hit me across the face. I said, next time you do that, I'm going to cry. I'm just going to straight up, I'm going to cry and see what happens, see how you respond to that.
No, he'll probably laugh at you.
It's true.
Sociopath.
Because when Theo was a young pup and he would be in the biting phase, because the puppies have notoriously razor-sharp teeth.
Because they haven't been dulled down yet.
They haven't been dulled down yet. And so when he would bite me, I would yelp like a dog because they just don't. Sometimes it's play and like the yelping with the other pack of dogs that they grow up with. It's like a signal to stop biting you.
Like
so that's
step on a dog's tail.
Yeah, it's a yelp. That's what I did with Theo. So I don't know how to combat that with William. Maybe if I cry, he'll stop it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I don't know if my kids did that. If they hit, I'd probably smack their hand and then eventually figure it out. Like they would keep hitting and I'd keep elevating the punishment. But then again, my kids don't listen to me now, so what do I know?
Yeah, I have no clue.
I do know this, like the hitting and the throwing phase, like I forget which kid it was, maybe my oldest too, when they would drink their sippy cups and they would, they were hard, they're hard. They're
hard plastic.
Yeah. And like milk. Like, and it's like more, like just, okay, make me a bicycle clown. Give me something more to drink.
Yeah.
And I remember my wife was sitting there like, be patient, whatever. And my son threw it and just smoked her in the face. And I was like, put some more yak in my mug.
Yeah.
Like that's what it turned into. Just straight up a little John, get some more yak in my mug. And they would throw them at us then. I'm like, this is dangerous because those are hard. And they would.
Like Aroldis Chapman back with the Reds, 105 right down the.
Well, and they're throwing it from like 3 feet away.
Well, yeah, it's not like it's not like they're 15 feet away from them. They're always in close proximity.
I remember my wife was worried the one time. She's like, I might get a black eye from this.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of black eyes over the years, mostly from Theo. Theo has concussed me a couple of times and has definitely concussed Mara on more than one occasion.
It's good.
Guy's got a hard head. And then Willie did because he just flopped on the bed the other day and smoked me right in the forehead. So that was good. But yeah, good news for the Buckeyes. Arvell Reese is going to be available for selection in 60 minutes of this game, which is terrific.
They're going to need him. You need all hands on deck for this game. And by the way, there's already a number of guys that are out.
Yeah.
So anybody that can be available, you need them to be available.
Snap counts in this game, Bob. If you go and look, Sonny took the most snaps at linebacker at 367. Cody Simon had 64. And Arvell Reese did have 24 of them.
Yeah. Which is about right. You want to rotate those guys through, and he's getting about how many snaps were total in the game? You said
66, I think.
66. So he's getting about a third of the snaps, which is what you want a young player to get.
Well, that's not right. Sonny had 72 snaps. I don't know if some of that came on special teams.
Some of that may have been on special teams. Though.
Okay.
The way you can do it, Beam, is if you add up the number of runs and passes that Nebraska had.
I don't have the box score. I don't have the box score in front of me. I think the actual offensive total plays was 66.
Okay, so that's about a third.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. But that's great news for Ohio State. What do you make of James Franklin? Here he was yesterday during his press conference, given the old answer, non-answer as far as their quarterback situation goes.
But the reality is we're going to have both guys ready, and you could even make the argument all three guys ready, which is challenging to do in a game week, is to try to get all those guys ready. So have had some conversations with Danny and Andy about that already. We'll continue to have conversations about it, but I do think Drew has played enough football that it'll go all the way up to game time until we make that decision.
We're not gonna have an answer before noon on Saturday.
Of course not. Why? But here's the thing: why would he?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
unless you saw Drew being carted off the field, like Justin Simmons, like you're not going to reveal any of that.
And he might be fine. Like he may be full on practicing this week.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe what he's saying is true. We'll never know. Maybe they'll see stuff leaking out if you watch him. But even if you see him in a boot, there's times they boot guys when they're not practicing just to give them some juice and then let them rest the rest of the time. So there's a number of things that can be going on. But unless you watch him carted off the field or see him with his arm in a sling, you can always anticipate that there's a chance that they could be back.
What's the difference in practice preparing for a certified starter, like if Drew Aller was healthy in this game, compared to having to get ready for a guy like Beau, who's also a very good runner and had a nice showing against Wisconsin?
Well, and that's the thing. Pebrula came out there, he was 6 for 28 on the ground. Like he had a 9-yard run. I mean, Aller can run, but he doesn't run that much. And maybe Pebrula got in there and he ran more just due to the fact that he hadn't had the reps. Like if you're athletic, they're not prepared for it. It's really hard to go and prepare for two different types of quarterbacks. But at least Ohio State has the ability to do it. What's almost worst is the fact that if you play in the game and then you knock a quarterback out and the next guy comes in is a runner and you don't really have anything in your bag.
Total change up.
You have to kind of wipe your whole game plan. And so everything you've been working on all week's out the door because you have to change up to make sure you account for his run.
We're going to interrupt Schlegels' workout next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Still no crashes across your roadways, but we're watching things pick up in a couple spots, including downtown on I-71 and on 33 down on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, talks about what makes First Bank of Central Ohio different.
I would say it starts by caring. It starts by doing what you say you're going to do and following through on it. When you're talking about local, you're talking about relationships and people that matter to you. I don't care if that's personally or professionally.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC. An equal housing lender.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Attention, small business or sole proprietors. Do you want to save money on health care for your business? Be able to cover your employees with the best dental, doctors, and hospitals? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for the SACA Benefit Plan. Nearly 100,000 members strong in the state of Ohio. The SACA Benefit Plan is administered by Anthem and could be right for you. Small businesses, visit 844-MEDOhio.com. That's medohio.com. The SACA Benefit Plan could be right for you. Visit 844-MEDOhio.com.
If you You have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets? We have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
So are you that person? The one who's been buying over-the-counter insoles just to make whatever shoes you wear cushy? Yep, that was me. Hey, it's Anthony. And before I went to the Good Feet store, my back would kill me if I was on my feet for any serious amount of time. I was told about the Good Feet store's 3-step arch support system. Once I tried them in my shoes, I instantly felt more supported, and honestly, my feet felt aligned perfectly for the first time in forever. And they're fit to me personally. And it's not just comfort. My Good Feet store arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet. They've made such a difference in my life. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, obviously me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Bring in your favorite shoes to the Good Feet store, and they'll personally fit you to ensure your comfort. Go ahead. Take a free test walk today. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City, or goodfeet.com.
APCO, windows, siding, and decks. Business First says we're the largest remodeler in town. Our philosophy is simple. We don't rely on sales gimmicks to get our customers. We rely on our reputation.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventative maintenance checkup. Carpenter & Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the fall and winter ahead. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com. That's carpentercolumbus.com.
IBM and ESPN are unveiling enhancements to the ESPN Fantasy app that put Watson X-powered insights directly in users' hands, giving them access to personalized, data-driven information, such as personalized player grades based on each team's needs, predictions of each player's potential upside and downside, and transparent explanations of AI-generated player grades. Entering its 8th consecutive year, the collaboration between IBM and ESPN Fantasy Football continues to transform football data into compelling and helpful information for fantasy team owners. Sponsored by IBM.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. Put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on. Good mornings make for better days. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
Who's long here? It is a Tuesday, and at this time, on Tuesdays, we get to check in with this fine fellow.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
As we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, and at this time every Tuesday, we get to check in with our dear friend Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Schleg Day, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, Wade Bucknuts! Woo! What's up with you guys?
Can you tell the people exactly what you're doing right now? Because we know what you're doing.
I'm just getting bumpy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Listen, here's how I try out stuff. I've been researching this brand 1620 for a hot minute, and because I'm a Carhartt guy, but I found these and I like, if I can deadlift in it, but then also wear it casually to home field, grab a pizza, a garage beer, and still keep it classy, and also do farm work all in the same pant. I'm doing that, so I'm squatting, safety box squat, set to 8, juicy.
How many showers do you get in between those things, though? The lift, the work, and then the casual wear?
Don't worry about it. That's the point, man. It's like you just
locks in the scent.
You just want to. No, I changed my underwear. I'm right down. I should go ask T-Bone what kind of dude wipes he uses, but I probably need a little bit more of those. But I changed the drawers and the socks.
Not the pants.
Not the pants. Because they're good all day long, And I love this weather, man. It's supposed to be hot today. It's supposed to be in the 80s.
It is 80 today, 80 tomorrow, and then like 45 and cold and rainy on Halloween. What are you going for as trick or treat? I know you're
just the way I like it.
You're a big trick or treat guy. What are you going for as Halloween?
I love trick or treating. I just like the treats though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No tricks?
honestly, you guys should do a doom drink. Nah, no tricks, man. I'm a one-trick pony. Steph, what's happening? Here's the deal. I like Jolly Ranch. I like. If I'm gonna have hard candy, I like it sweet. If I'm gonna have chocolate, I like Reese's peanut butter cups. But I'm also very finicky. Just like I'm talking about work pants, I'm also finicky with my candy. Like, I'm not just gonna eat whatever candy's out there. Like, for instance, gummy bears. I don't eat anything else but Aldenay's gummy bears. You give me one of those Harborough, gold package gummy bears. Those things are like, I like a Jolly Rancher. Like, they're hard as bricks. No, those Aldenay's, bro, that white packaging, so sweet. And honestly, I've kind of been edging over to the, not edging the way that Bob thinks about it, but I've been edging over to the gummy worms because they're like multi-flavor on both ends.
All the pleasure.
And, oh man, I mean, it's like it is. It's a pleasure explosion in your mouth, Bob, as you would know. Anyways, what's going on? Is there football going on? What happened to your Bears, Bean? What in the Sam Dickens, Noah Brown Buckeye, baby?
Yep, I was excited for him. And then he also ripped my heart out. It was like the scene in Gladiator where Commodus has like the 6-inch blade that he put between Russell Crowe's ribs. That was basically it. You got 29 back there, Tyreek Stevenson hyping up the crowd. Play's been going on for 5 seconds. He doesn't even realize what's going on. Yeah, that was a great time for me on Sunday night.
Oh, could you imagine that guy just after that play? Like, he's doing that. You already know what's happening. Like, all snap, but it was something completely different coming out of his mouth. And then Proof David Copperfield, here we go, getting box the guy at the gym. Honestly, I think I need to go back and just coach basketball. That's what I should do.
Hey.
Be the basketball hype guy. Like, I've been in the weeds of, like, baseball, base stealing, and, I just like all the, like, boxing out the gym. Noah Brown just sitting out there just like, man, this is great. Tip that thing to me. And it's up there, high point it, boom. It's like a volleyball. It's like setters. And he's just like, oh, yeah.
There you go.
Touchdown, Redskins.
Slugs, we had your boy Diebler on. He came in studio with us, and we talked and we brought up about just having the rebounding coach with you. Just box.
Oh my gosh, dude.
If you need a guy that might be 6'1.5" with a 28-inch vertical and an arm reach of 17 or 16, that's perfect. He can be your guy, but he'll teach him how to get it done.
Oh my gosh, it's a mindset, man. It's a mindset of just, that's my ball. You know what? If you're 7 foot and I'm 6'1", you might get one. But then you're going to get an elbow to the sack. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to box you out. I'm going to take your knees out. Whatever, at all costs. Elbows flying up, flailing around. Guys being dudes, doing dude things, rebounding. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Talk to me. What else is going on?
You're talking about baseball. I don't know if you know, Bryce Harper came to the game on Saturday. Was awesome. Good dude. Took a picture with some of my boys. Yeah, great human. Had the family, wife there. Did a little oval walk afterwards, walked on down there. But great dude. And we're going to take him as an honorary Buckeye, accept him into the fold. But over that game, Schlegels, on Saturday against Nebraska, looks good coming out, a little slow. Thought it might turn at halftime, maybe open up a bigger lead. Instead, it kind of turned, the worm turned on you. Kind of what were your thoughts coming out of Saturday afternoon?
You know what? Here's my thoughts. I thought Matt Rule had a good presser at the end. And I'm not doing this by any stretch of imagination for Ohio State. They don't pay me anything. But I would say this, like, I look at the positives first. Positives, I thought the defense played really, really fast and violent. And you can say whatever you want. Guys, when you bring we got to bring more pressure. We got to thank the quarterback. Dudes have 13 freaking TFLs, bro. 13. How many picks they have? They had 2 picks? 2 picks, 3 sacks, 13 TFLs. Right?
1 pick.
You're going to get your 1 pick? No. Was there a fumble? I thought they had 2 turnovers.
I think it's just the 1 pick.
I thought it was just 1, but I might be mistaken.
Yeah, tough crap. I like what I'm saying better. Anyways, that being said, and again, they gave him a couple. They gave him a couple passes. There was a couple runs of like 10 or maybe 15 or whatever. Okay, but I thought that you did what you needed to do and show what you need. And I KJ was playing with some. Honestly, guys, like I get some reverb from people that just don't know. They don't know anything. And I'll tell you what, Cody Simon's playing some freaking good ball right now, man. And, like, the intensity, That's how you got to play defense at Ohio State. And I heard this stuff like these guys just ain't dogs. Like they're not going to stick up for their guy because he got spit on. Like people don't even know context. The dude's all the way down the field. Like what are you going to run all the way down there and get another personal foul to offset dude being ejected? Like what are you freaking talking about? You do it between the whistle, right? You play violent with your pads and your hands. Just like Velli did, which should not have been a thing. And here's the other thing. Fans, stop saying, oh, it's the ref thing. Let's not excuse the fact that we couldn't run the damn football. So are there things we got to get fixed? 100%. Have we said those things for some time? At the beginning of the year, offensive line looked really good, right? Go to the Oregon game against great competition, matchup games. Lost the rushing battle. Lost Josh Simmons. Come out this game. Lost the rushing battle to a Nebraska team that was averaging 93 yards a game in the Big Ten, 2.7 yards per carry. That's not acceptable, right? So, again, are there things you got to correct? 100%. But guess what? You got to win, and now you go to Penn State, the true test. And again, I'm not even going to focus on Indiana because they're playing some really good ball right now. So, win where your feet are, win this week at Penn State, and let's see what happens.
How do you do that, Schlegs? How do you win at Penn State? How do you win at Penn State? How do you go in there and win?
Be more physical than that, man. Like, again, Big Ten football, you got to run the football, you got to stop the run. And now, again, if your running game is not there, like defensively, you have to put yourself in position to make them have to throw it, which is what? By winning the line of scrimmage. And now you have Oliver being out. You don't know what's going to happen. You got to prepare this week for dual threat quarterback running the football. Okay. And I think that we should stop the run very well when we got to stop the run. You got to win first and second downs in these matchups. And you might see them have to go to something a little bit different now because of the offensive line shakeup. It might have to be more pass heavy. We don't know, but we'll see Saturday. So again, like I'm not going to come out here and say this is what they got to do and what they got to do because I don't know all the personnel and I don't know all the people or what they're thinking about. But I do know this, you got a week to prepare, you got to coach the absolute crap out of it, and that's the other thing that I don't think people understand or appreciate, and it won't be evident, but whether you win or whether you lose verily, like if you have a high GSF, which a lot of these coaches do, it's about getting in the weeds of what we got to do to win the football game. Can I coach my guys up appropriately? Is there anything I'm missing? Like you have to be absolutely fanatical about that. Absolutely fanatical. I mean, I'll tell you one bright side, too. Our tight ends have been blocking really, really well. G. Scott has had a couple of good games. Like, that's going – I like to look at the positives. So, we affected the quarterback. We got 13 TFLs. Like, guys, that's a lot, man. I think we're at, like, 20 sacks for the year right now. We were at 23 last year. We got to keep that going. We got to get a little bit more turnovers. Oh, side nugget. I thought Will Howard played very, very well.
Yeah.
I think, what was he, 13 of 16 or 16 of 19? He was almost perfect in the first half, 221, 3 touchdowns. They go up and score. Very next drive, 75 plays, touchdown. That was Will. So, I mean, again, Carnell, you knew he was going to have a big game at some point. Huge game, awesome for the kid, right? But there's some things like, where was JJ in the second half? Like, but those are all things that they're going to go look at. Again, I'm not dissecting it, but why? And as a coaching staff, that's what you're looking at. Like, how can we utilize our players? And they're going to have to. It's going to be a big week, man. Excited for the game. That's why you come here.
Schlegs, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your lift. Enjoy the Schleg day.
Yeah, enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it right now. I just got a super long rest. My heart rate's down now to 98. It was like 135. We're burning 752 calories so far. How about that?
I haven't burned 752 calories in the last 3 years. Bye.
Bye.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Hey, you want to talk about taking care of yourself and the ones you love? Maybe you need your heart rate up to 150 down to 90, burning 743 or 52 or however many calories you want to do. Listen, as our bodies age, we naturally lose testosterone. It can affect you in multiple ways: sleep, mood swings, loss of muscle mass. You know, Schlegs would be crazy about that. Weight gain, just general fatigue, lack of drive to be able to do the things you want, the things you love. These are symptoms of low testosterone. They affect you, and then in turn, by that, they affect the ones around you. Go check out my folks at Affinity Whole Health. They're the leaders in testosterone hormone replacement therapy. They can help you optimize your T levels and alleviate those symptoms. They can also help you with weight loss. They have semaglutide injections. They can pair them together. They can do anything for you. So whatever season of life you're in, dudette, whatever it is, they can diagnose and prescribe a plan that will help get you going. So get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
I don't think the Colts are too happy with their quarterback. We'll do that in Quick Hitters coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're watching one crash on I-70 eastbound, just past that Miller-Kelton Avenue exit. We've got the right shoulder blocked as crews work to clear up an issue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free for more details.
Hey, it's Common Man and T-Bone. We've got an appearance coming up at our favorite place to do all our banging, Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We're going to be live Friday, November 1st at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside the casino for the top 5 matchup in Happy Valley.
Plus, you're going to win tickets to the big college football game in Columbus featuring our friends from the Hoosier State on November 23rd. We're giving those away this Friday.
The key is Friday. Come or you're dead to us. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Skyline is serving up special Halloween ways made with orange noodles this Wednesday and Thursday only. Stop in for Skyline Halloween ways or pick them up and take them home. October 30th and 31st only at participating Skyline restaurants while supplies last.
Open a Platinum Rewards Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and secure super low everyday rates so you can pay down debt faster. Apply now at Kemba.org to unlock 2% cash back on purchases for a limited time and pay 0% interest for a full year on balance transfers plus exclusive perks. Restrictions apply. Offer ends October 31st, 2024.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. If your fall is anything like the people in my neighborhood, your weekends are full of driving kids to endless soccer things. So if you're going to be on the road, be as comfortable as possible. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend a new Lexus. That's not true, but I recommend it. Deal time, 2.99% finance rate on a 2024 RX. That's madness. 4.49% finance rate for a 2025 NX. And you can get up to $5,000 lease cash for a 2024 RX. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
Get all your holiday shopping done in just one stop with early holiday deals at Meijer. Save big this week on gifts for everyone. For the competitive ones on your list, select puzzles and board games are buy 2, get 1 free. Share the sense of the season with Yankee Candle products. Buy 1, get 1 for $1. And for those who believe that bigger is always better, save $200 on an Element 65-inch Zumo TV. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide. Available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
The Buckeye Show.
Jim Lachey back in the day just pointing.
We going right here, and it's not a dang thing you can do about it.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by Care Source.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
A vote for Sherrod Brown is a vote against Donald Trump. Sherrod Brown has spent 31 years in Washington, D.C., backing radical liberal policies.
Late-term partial birth abortion, where the baby is partially delivered alive. Trans biological men in girls' sports and bathrooms. Puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for children. Amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants.
Brown's liberal policies are the opposite of the Trump agenda, and Brown would oppose Trump at every turn. To undo the damage of the last 4 years, President Trump and Ohio need Republican Bernie Moreno in the Senate. 6 more years of Sherrod Brown? He's for they, them, not you. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for
you? Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, the high 80 degrees. Very warm out there. And in fact, we could tie a record for the warmest day. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 58. Mild again on your Wednesday with a high of 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky,
What?
happy Tuesday to you.
Quit bothering me. I've got to get ready for quick hitters.
Sorry.
That's all right. 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey was the consensus #1 overall pick in fantasy leagues again this year, and owners who picked him #1 have been frustrated, but that could end soon. McCaffrey has missed San Francisco's first 8 games due to Achilles tendonitis in both feet. Ouch. The Niners will enjoy their bye week this week.
Your legs.
Now the Achilles is kind of both, actually, feet and legs, Bob. Thank you. It's attached to the calf muscle, which is attached to the femur, which is attached to the hip bone.
You got anything else from those songs?
I don't know. Achilles tendonitis in both legs or feet would be really painful. But anyway, the Niners have a bye week. And then Coach Kyle Shanahan hopes that Christian will be back next week to practice. And Beamer, the 4-4 Niners could be getting him back sooner than later.
Yeah, it's obviously good news for the San Francisco 49ers. Said he had no setbacks. Looks like we're on track. He's going to hit it hard this week while we're going to simulate some practice stuff. As long as it goes good, hopefully we'll get him back in practice next week. That's great. I mean, that's awesome news for the San Francisco 49ers and great news for basically 95% of you who drafted #1 and took Christian McCaffrey in your fantasy leagues. They're at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after the bye week. So that's a big battle in the NFC. Baker and the boys trying to get things done. Obviously, the 49ers trying to rebound from a rough start. They did have a big win on Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. But that NFC right now is a total crapshoot. Like for the wild card, I feel like there's like 6-7 teams competing for 3 spots at the back end.
Everybody's
of the
in the mix still. Yeah. And that's great for him coming back. I know Kyle Shanahan, he can manufacture a lot of stuff with that offense and get it going and figure some things out. But it's nice to have a home run hitter, a guy who's super versatile like Christian back. And like you said, there's a good chance the Niners, they go on these tears.
They do.
Middle of the season where they go undefeated for 8 straight or lose 1 game out of their final 7 or 8. So they have it at them. We'll see if they can hit it.
All right, so let's just break down the NFC standings for you right now. So your first wild card team in, a.k.a. the 5th seed, would be the Green Bay Packers. 6th is the Vikings, and then 7th is the Eagles. Those teams all have 2 losses. Packers haven't had their bye yet. They're 6-2. Vikings and Eagles are at 5-2. The Bears sit there in the 8th seed at 4-3. The Bucks, the Niners, and the Seahawks are all at 4-4. And then the Rams, who looked awesome on Thursday Night Football against the Vikings, are sitting at 3-4. They just got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back. And then the Cowboys are also 3-4. I mean, that is 13 teams deep there that I do feel like have a chance to get into the playoffs at this point through the midway point.
So deep, Dean.
It is.
I feel like the Bears probably will be the #1 seed.
I feel like the Bears are the odd man out when I was talking about those teams.
Okay.
Would have been nice to be 5-2. I'll say that. Would have been
for
pretty
sure.
good.
We talked yesterday during this here Quick Hitter segment about Anthony Richardson's fatigue issues, and now his own teammates are weighing in. The Colts quarterback had to skip a 3rd down play against Houston Sunday because he was tired. At least that's what he said. Indy coach Shane Steichen said yesterday it was a learning moment for Richardson, And center Ryan Kelly had a conversation with his quarterback, telling him it's not the standard he needs to play up to. And Kelly said that Richardson will be criticized, and rightfully so, but he will learn from this. Bobby, I'm guessing that Richardson would like a mulligan. He'd like a do-over on that third down play.
Do-over?
A do-over.
Coach, I've never once seen a quarterback coming out for being tired. What are we doing? Get your butt in shape and go out there and play the plays. And then he was ignorant enough to just say that's what it was. Say that your hamstring tightened up.
I know.
I don't know. But the problem was that they've got you on a head tap walking off the field. Pretend like, yeah, my calf felt a little tight. Okay, well, it's good. Loosen it up. We're good again. But to tell him that you're tired, like, I respect his honesty, but I don't know if it's honesty being from a point of understanding or just sheer ignorance.
Well, the other point of this is now that Shane Steichen was asked if Anthony Richardson is still the starting quarterback, and Shane Steichen said, right now, today, yes, he is, but we're evaluating. So, I don't know. I mean, that may have some ramifications because it's not like they were losing more games than Joe Flacco.
You got a guy who's 37 years old that can play every play.
He's not running like that, but he's also probably not tapping the head to make himself get out of the game. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping this is a learning experience for Anthony Richardson. It did seem like Ryan Kelly and him probably had a nice team talk. Like, guys, I'm sorry, kind of gave up on you right there. And the Colts were in this football game, too. They had an opportunity to win, so every play does matter. But, yeah, that's one of the weirder situations I've seen in the NFL in quite a while. Biggest takeaways from Week 9 in college football coming at you next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, still one crash out on I-70 eastbound. This is just past that Miller-Kelton Avenue exit. We've got crews clearing a crash that has the right shoulder blocked. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
We all know Central Ohio's growing fast. It's making traffic worse and life more expensive. That's why voting yes on Issue 47 is so important. Issue 47 will help folks get to work faster and cheaper by creating CODA Rapid Bus Service. That means more routes, better hours, and more reliable service. That will expand access to transportation for everyone in our community, from the elderly to the disabled, to veterans and students. And Issue 47 will make our neighborhoods safer and more walkable by building 500 miles of sidewalks, trails, and bikeways. When we pass Issue 47, we'll get $1 billion in matching funds from the federal government to pay for it. We're already sending our tax dollars to D.C. Let's bring some of that money home to help our community. Issue 47 means safer neighborhoods and a better quality of life for our families. It's an easy call. Vote yes on Issue 47. Paid for by moving Central Ohio forward.
APCO Windows, Siding, and Decks is a family company my dad started in 1962. We don't rely on sales gimmicks, so get multiple estimates. Just make sure one of them is from APCO.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants to help ease your oil change-anxiety with a few moments of automotive peace.
Football is all about winning, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, we've got everything you need to stay game day ready. Don't forget our Carvenience service, the most convenient way to service your vehicle. We pick it up, drop off a rental, and we bring it back to you when it's done. Plus, every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Hinderer Motor Company, where convenience and confidence meet. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
So are you that person? The one who's been buying over-the-counter insoles just to make whatever shoes you wear cushy? Yep, that was me. Hey, it's Anthony. And before I went to the Good Feet store, my back would kill me if I was on my feet for any serious amount of time. I was told about the Good Feet store's 3-step arch support system. Once I tried them in my shoes, I instantly felt more supported, and honestly, my feet felt aligned perfectly for the first time in forever. And they're fit to me personally. And it's not just comfort. My Good Feet store arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet. They've made such a difference in my life. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, obviously me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Bring in your favorite shoes to the Good Feet store, and they'll personally fit you to ensure your comfort. Go ahead. Take a free test walk today. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City, or goodfeet.com.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and sauté. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark. The Shark through 8 games. The Blue Jackets have already scored 33 goals. That's 8 more than they've ever scored through 8 games in franchise history. Last night, Sean Monahan scored a pair of goals as Columbus whipped Edmonton 6-1. In the NBA, the Cavaliers outscored the Knicks by 10 points in the fourth quarter to win at Madison Square Garden, 110-104. Cleveland starting backcourt, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell combined for 59 points to help the Cavs start the season 4-0. In Monday Night Football, Russell Wilson threw for 278 yards and a touchdown as the Steelers topped the Giants 26-18 in Pittsburgh. Freddie Freeman hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, and the Dodgers went on to beat the Yankees 4-2. L.A. leads the World Series 3-0. The Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus at BMI when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 2 of the program for us. Coming up here, 7:20 this morning, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. He's going to join the program. Jackets hammer the Oilers last night, 6-1 at home, Nationwide Arena. Home tomorrow against the Islanders. So we'll talk to the hyphenator coming up here about 7:18 this morning. Steve Helwagen, Bucknuts, he's going to join us coming up here at 7:33. Talk a little Nebraska game, start previewing the Penn State game with him. And then 1 hour away from this very minute, I don't know if we're actually going to play it from this very minute, but 1 hour away from right now, Anthony Schlegel, he's going to join the program. He's going to digress us around 8:05.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'll tell you what, this Jackets team for the first time in a long time is a fun watch. It's a fun watch.
Yeah, it's exciting. This is an enjoyable Jackets minute.
Well, they're scoring the goals, but they're not giving up the goals. They're scoring the goals because a couple of years ago
they didn't score the goals.
Well, they did score the goals, but they were also giving up a high-flying amount of goals given up. This year, the Blue Jackets are scoring goals and not giving up the goals. So that translates to winning games.
It's amazing what a good coach can do for you.
It is. It is.
And this roster is less than ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't great to start the season, and since that time, it's only gotten more decimated by injuries.
I mean, it's pretty remarkable what they've done. What do they have, 4 6-goal outings? No, more than that.
5?
I don't know what the...
Yeah, in their wins,
4 of them.
And every win, they've scored 6 goals.
Yeah, that's the magic number. It's the magic number for us. Just get to 6. First to 6 wins. Seems pretty good.
Absolutely. I think if you could just promise Dino you get 6 wins, like you'd feel pretty good about it.
Plan on that every single night. Matthew Olivier's flying around the ice. Sean Monahan scoring goals left and right. I mean, you got guys chipping in all over the place. All over the place. It's really terrific to see. And Elvis had a great game last night. Was really close to the shutout.
Elvis is back?
He's back. He's back in the building. Yeah.
Bob McGilligan's happy.
Yeah, he's back in the building. So that was great to see last night. 6-1, quick turnaround. So their schedule this week, on day last night, off day today, on day tomorrow, off on Thursday, back at it Friday and Saturday. So nice little 4 games, and is that 6 days for them?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, so they got the Islanders coming up here tomorrow, and then you've got, I want to say Winnipeg coming up on Friday. All at home before going to D.C. on the weekend.
What do you have to do to get that?
And then what?
To Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Score 6 goals.
Shark, how do you get that? Where do you qualify for that one?
Score 6 goals. That's how you do that.
Okay.
So Connor McDavid exited the game on the first shift. He didn't play last night, but the Jackets, as you illustrated right at the top of the show, are also dealing with their injury concerns, so get over it. Cavs 110, Knicks 104. Cavalanche, Shark? I mean, your guys are rolling here early portion of the season.
They are, Bob. First time they've started 4-0 since 2016.
What happened that year?
Well, they were coming off an NBA title.
Yeah, okay.
Had this guy with the initials LBJ.
Lyndon Baines Johnson. Title or bust this year for them? Is that what you're saying?
Title or bust? Is that what you said?
I'm just asking you.
Eastern Conference.
Let's take some
Shark.
short steps.
Imagine a world in which we're counting down the days until July 11th, and the Cavs get you to an NBA Finals all the way through the middle of June.
Oh, Beam. I might just stay.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't stay for anything.
You're right.
We've tried to lure you in.
I would. There's a price for anything, Beam.
Okay.
There is.
When Bodie was filling in for you.
A lot of commas, I'll stay.
When Bodie was filling in for you the other day, he said, I can produce the show if Shark just wants to come in every morning at 6 a.m. and just hang out.
Yeah.
Like if you just wanted to be the quote-unquote executive producer, he said, I'll do that. He said, I would sign up for that. Yeah.
Don't rob the folks, Shark. They've been listening to you on these Columbus airwaves for 40 years.
I'm a dedicated employee. The last 2 days.
You're a former employee of the month.
Off for 2 weeks.
Today and yesterday, I came in at 1 a.m. instead of 2 a.m.
How many emails did you have when you came back?
380.
How many of those were of consequence?
5.
Oh, no, maybe 50 of them. Yeah.
That's a pretty good hit ratio.
About 20%.
If I have 20% of my emails that are worth my time to read, that's a high number.
But, Bob, you got to remember, I'm really important.
You are far more important than me. Although people must think that I'm pretty important because I get these warnings about my life, about the things that are going on in the atmosphere that seem that I might be dying. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, for example?
Rain.
Oh, that email.
2 of them, one day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One every day we get.
No, I got 2 yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Aren't
so
you
I'm
lucky?
saying that people are concerned about me.
It's good that the company cares about you.
It really is.
Steelers.
You must think I'm the wicked witch and the water will melt me.
Is that what you're going for as trick or treat?
Should. Paint me green.
Steelers 26, Giants 18, Monday Night Football last night. Good job out of Russ. Winning football out of Russ.
He's actually played okay.
He's played all right. I give him.
I don't know if he's unlimited, but he's done a good job like managing the game.
I don't know how George Pickens didn't catch that touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he got pushed out of bounds, but there seemed to be like 7 feet between him and the back of the end zone, and he got launched by a Giants
fact
defender.
that he somehow hopped twice on one leg, and he's trying to get that other leg down.
I know.
And it was a great defensive play. That's why now they don't have the force outs, and they're like, just hit him out of bounds. Because occasionally you get that. And that could have been the difference in the game. I mean, they end up winning by 6, but like that, or 8.
So at the very end of the game, it was kind of fascinating because the Giants had an opportunity at the end of the game to go down and score a touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, tie the game. Brian Dable actually had ran a 12th guy on the field on purpose because they only had 2 timeouts left. So ran the 12 guys out, got the penalty to get the first down, had first and second down stops, burned their timeout. Third timeout came at the 2-minute warning. They got to stop there and punted the ball back. So another situation of running 12 guys on the field to protect the clock.
Because before 2 minutes, it'll stop for you.
Yeah. After 2,
it would have been different. That's like Mike Vrabel did that against Belichick. When they were up, they had 2 consecutive delay games on a punt and ran it all the way down to the 2-minute warning, and Bill was about to lose his cookies over there.
Gamesmanship. Dodgers 4, Yankees 2 in the World Series last night. 3-0 series lead now to the LA Dodgers. I had that on the double box going last night. I was watching that and I was watching some of the Steelers game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shark. I didn't watch a lot of Yankees baseball. I did watch a lot of Yankees against the Guardians, though. They were, I feel like, so good in the regular season at just taking their chances when it came to them. Like, they were the most walk team in Major League Baseball this year, right? They're swinging at everything. Like, they're seeing pitches. Walker Buehler was great last night. They're swinging at everything. He's good. Still in the Sausage King of Chicago.
That's good. Save Ferris.
Is that a correct assessment of what has gone wrong for them?
They led the major leagues this season in patience. In other words, pitches seen. But the Dodgers throw strikes. You know, the Dodgers did have the best record in baseball this season.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they're really good. They've got 3 MVPs batting 1, 2, 3 in the lineup.
Game 2 of the World Series, USA had 13.8 million viewers for Fox and on the streaming. Japan had 15.9.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Dude, Shohei's huge in Japan.
I know that.
Oh, he's unbelievably huge. He's huge here, too. So the Dodgers do win last night.
I like Shohei.
I love Shohei, man. That guy's incredible. Big night tonight for the Crew. Home against the Red Bulls, 6:45 tonight, which means probably like a 7:05 kickoff.
Nice. I was trying to explain that to my son last night. We were clicking back and forth. He's like, what time does the Monday Night Football game start? I go, whenever they kick it off. He goes, well, what do you mean? I'm like, they probably tell you it's going off at like 8:10, but in reality, it's like 8:35.
Yeah.
They just want to lure you in for a while.
Usually on Sunday night, it's somewhere between 8:15 and 8:20 when they usually kick off the game. So big night for the Crew. Again, best of 3 series against the Red Bulls. So if you win tonight, you got a 1-0 series advantage. They go on the road this coming Sunday to New York. If you win that, series is over. You're into the next round. If you lose that, it will be the following Sunday. So like 12 days from now will be the game.
It's great. You'll love
3.
a good 3-game series that spans like a week and a half.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. Good job, Dong Arbor. So that's super exciting. Should have an awesome night to go over to lower.com field. It'll be 80 degrees, going to be sunny, going to be a terrific night.
San Diego, the Midwest.
To go out there if you're going to be heading out to see the Crew in their first playoff game. What did you take away from the college football weekend?
Are we moving past Ohio State now?
Yeah. We'll check in with Steve Helwagen at 7:33. We'll also do some more Buckeye talk in the 8 o'clock hour. Let's put the Buckeyes to the side. Of the rest of the college football world, what'd you take away?
Well, I took away a lot of some of the things that it's like similar to Ohio State. I mean, you look at Texas and Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Vanderbilt is about as good as Nebraska.
Yeah.
I forget who I was talking to about this. Maybe we were talking to Bill Bender or someone. He's like, if you would have put Nebraska and Vanderbilt at the beginning of the season, he's like, Nebraska's probably -7, maybe -10.
Yeah.
And like they've both been pretty good. Like they've won some big games. They've been right on the cusp. They've been close. Like there's no unbelievable teams. Like, Texas will have a bounce back. They're going to get it together. Yeah,
it's a tough place to go and play on the road at Mandy.
Yeah, it's not. Your whole fans were there, but you're playing a good team. Mike Elko saying, this isn't a political thing. Like, we're here to win.
That was great. We're not a politician, and getting him hyped up, and then everybody thought he was talking about Jimbo. Then he had to have the press conference yesterday. Guys, Jimbo got me the job. It's not about him.
Yeah.
Had to do the whole song and dance. His actual statement, after the game, was pretty awesome.
It was, but they had a huge win against LSU. Yeah. Texas A&M, they are helping Notre Dame in a big way. They take care of LSU.
Undefeated in the conference.
They are. They're the only SEC team that's undefeated in conference right now. That Indiana game, I think they're going to be undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they beat Michigan after watching how they played Washington.
Speaking of Indiana, if you put LSU across their uniforms with the schedule they've played.
Number 1.
I don't know if they'd be number 1, but they'd certainly be top 5.
Yeah.
They'd be higher. It would be them in Oregon.
Shark, you can't put 4 Big Ten teams in the top 5.
I know. Listen.
They've already got 3 of them.
I'm just saying they're not getting respect. And the AP poll means nothing. Maybe when that first CFP poll comes out, they'll be 7th or something. But it's just a little aggravating that to do what they've done, and they've been dominant. I think they've won every game by double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they played some good teams.
It was really that 41-24 game against Northwestern was close. They ended up pulling away at the very end of that game. That was closer than what the scoreboard indicates. But, they've got Sparty on the road, home against Michigan. We talked about this yesterday. Bye week, then Ohio State, Purdue.
They're good.
They are good. They're unbelievably coached. They don't make mistakes.
Shark isn't wrong. If you put them in Penn State, LSU, anybody but Indiana, maybe Vanderbilt, I think they might be about the same. They'd probably get the same treatment.
You put that Crimson Tide A on their helmet.
Dude, that's all you'd have to do is put a number on. They don't even have an A. Just put that number on there.
Yeah.
And they'd look good. They would they'd be a top 5 team. But also part of it is when you have those expectations. And so the AP, I feel like one of the things I've learned, like this year, I feel like they've acted a lot more like the CFP. Like they've jumped teams big when they kind of reevaluate after a couple big wins. If you lose a close game to a good team like Ohio State, Georgia, like these teams, you're dropping a spot or two, not like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious to see this CFP. Like, I think Indiana will be in the top 10 with the CFP when they come out. I think they will get the respect.
Yeah, that's on Tuesday.
Which is going to be better? Which more outrage Tuesday night, Shark?
Not this Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Austin and I were talking about this last week.
Today is Tuesday.
Well, yeah, it's not tonight.
1 week from today.
Mm-hmm.
They will have the first CFP rankings, and we'll have Election Day. So which will have more outrage? That's what's going to be tremendous.
Blue Jackets hammer the Oilers at home last night. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to break it down with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, still one crash out on I-70 eastbound. This is just past that Miller-Kelton Avenue exit. We've got crews clearing a crash that has the right shoulder blocked. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors. Voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out this sale on red, green, or black seedless grapes. Right now, they're just 99 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
At Reichert,
we're dealing.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We are your shelter.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The OSU Army ROTC has scholarships available. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil change-anxiety. And breathe in automotive peace. Visit us today.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Skyline is serving up special Halloween ways made with orange noodles this Wednesday and Thursday only. Stop in for Skyline Halloween ways or pick them up and take them home. October 30th and 31st only at participating Skyline restaurants while supplies last.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
A vote for Sherrod Brown
is a vote against Donald Trump. Sherrod Brown has spent 31 years in Washington, D.C., backing radical liberal policies.
Late-term partial birth abortion, where the baby is partially delivered alive. Trans biological men in girls' sports and bathrooms. Puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for children. Amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants.
Brown's liberal policies are the opposite of the Trump agenda, and Brown would oppose Trump at every turn. To undo the damage of the last 4 years, President Trump and Ohio need Republican Bernie Moreno in the Senate. 6 more years of Sherrod Brown? He's for they, them, not you. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mild out there this morning. Lots of cloud cover expected. Partly cloudy today with a high of 80. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. And then partly sunny on your Wednesday with a high close to 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. He's going to be up in just a minute. Before we get to him.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what that means. It means it's a Tuesday, and the featured appetizer at Roosters, well, it's just going to be $3. It's a Threes Day all day long. The featured appetizer today, the final featured appetizer in the month of October. It is Schleg's favorite. It's mac and cheese bites, macaroni and cheese covered in crispy, crunchy cheddar coating, deep fried and served with sour cream. So good, you'll wish you were a kid again. It's the macaroni Billy can eat without a spoon.
It's great. He doesn't eat macaroni with a spoon. He just eats it with his hands.
But now it's without the mess, Beam. And it's tremendous. They're $3 all day long. And if you head to roosterswings.com or you go in store, you've got a QR code. You can scan that on your phone. The Buckeye giveaway, they will be announcing winners, I believe, November 4th. It is early November, so you got a couple more days left. You can vote every day. Shark always says, vote early, vote often.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Bean Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Every Tuesday, we head out to the hotline and check in with the hyphenator. He is Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jean-Luc, thanks for the time as always. Another big old victory for the Jackets last night. This time the Oilers coming to town, second part of the back-to-back to them, and they got smoked by the Jackets. What's going on so far with this offense, Jean-Luc?
I'm not sure what the answer to that question because, you look at that lineup and, like, literally nobody saw this coming. To me, Dean Everson always preach about, and most coaches do. Don't get me wrong. Team, it's about the team. It's about the team. We want to play hard, etc. But, like, for the first time in a long, long time, we're really seeing that on all facets of the game. Whether it's the defense, the offense, it seems like everybody is doing their job and everybody's contributing. So is this going to last? I don't know. But right now, I don't see what can really stop them from playing that way all year long because they seem to be enjoying, first of all, and obviously the fans are clearly enjoying it. But most importantly, for the coaching staff, that message has been instilled already. Although we're only 8 games in, it's pretty impressive how fast they've been able to assimilate everything and really put it on the ice right away.
And you got another power play goal. Every time I see that, it like warms my heart a little bit, Jean-Luc, because the troubles with this power play over the last 10, I don't know, it seems like a decade. But whenever you get that power play goal, it feels like there's still that momentum going. They're getting some juice. And I know 6 goals seems to be the requisite number for wins here. If you get to 6, you're getting the dub. But that was great to see last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the power plays, I think it went 1 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
which 25%, not too shabby, but even more importantly is the power play doesn't always need to score goals to be really successful. You just don't want it to be deflating your team. And by deflating is a lot of time you'll have a 2-minute power play and it seems like the other team is controlling the puck more than anything else, and then that deflates your team. This year, most of the time anyway, there's some spot where it hasn't worked out. Like yesterday, they were struggling to enter the zone for a little bit, but when your power play can give you positive energy, whether it's a bunch of shots on net, a bunch of shots on net or some zone time, you kind of get the crowd going, create some offensive momentum. That's a plus. And, obviously when you put it in, that helps even better. But, power play was pretty good yesterday. And then the penalty kill was excellent, although they allowed one late in the game. For me, the biggest kill of the game was the 5-on-3. Then I think it was late in the it was the first period when Edmonton had a 5-on-3 and weren't able to score. You knew it was going to be a good night.
Is the hyphenator Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. How impressive has Matthew Olivier been to you so far, Jean-Luc?
He's been fun to watch. There's no doubt about it. And, we talked to him last night. And last season, Mathieu Olivier needed surgery on his leg from an injury from blocking a shot the season before. So his summer training got completely derailed. So he wasn't on top of his game really when the season started, and it took him about half season to get going. But he's really showing his versatility so far this year. I mean, he crushed a couple of guys last night, scored a goal, created some momentum, on the ice, on the bench. He seemed to truly have embraced his role on this team, and right now the coaching staff trusts in him. He even got a little bit of power play time yesterday. They're putting it in all kind of sauces, so I'm extremely happy for the guy, and if you think of somebody that deserves it, it's definitely him. So it's nice to see that success right now.
Absolutely it is. Before we get you out of here, too, update on Voronkov. He is back skating with the team, correct?
That is correct. So I would expect him to probably be back, at the latest on that West Coast trip that will start, I believe, next Tuesday. But right now he's skating with the guys. It just, as a coach, it's really hard when you see your team play so well to, even if he's fully healthy, to take somebody out, because clearly after a 6-1 win, nobody wants to change their lineup. So for Voronkov, I guess that buys him a little extra time to get fully healthy, but it's nice to see him back on the ice skating with the boys for sure.
It was also nice to see Elvis back last night, 31 of 32 in the saves category.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that new mask. I cannot wait to see it up front, because that thing looks like a piece of art. It's the full Elvis Vegas type look helmet, and that paint job is spectacular. But yeah, Elvis, I was a little nervous for him because that was his first game in more than almost 2 weeks. And he hasn't played since the game against Florida, which was basically the home opener. And sometimes, especially as a goaltender, you got some rust coming in, and then, you only have the two best player in the league that you're about to face in McDavid and Draisaitl. But Elvis held strong, and the team played well in front of him, but he was very calm and extremely good. And for a goaltender, those deflating goals, a bad timing goal or a bad goal is what hurts your team. And for Elvis yesterday, he's still in his head most of the night.
Jean-Luc, I know you're a big Crew guy. You got a match prediction for me tonight? Best 2 out of 3 against Red Bull starting tonight over at Lower.com Field.
Listen, I'm a big Crew fan. Red Bull is, I think they're okay. I think the Crew has a chance. To me, I got the Crew going all the way to the finals against LA. So that's my prediction. Let's see if it happens.
We'll retain the cup. That would be pretty nice. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful weather we're having in Columbus, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, guys. See ya.
There he goes, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts, he's going to join us. We'll recap Ohio State, Nebraska, start setting the table for the Nittany Lions coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still watching crews clear up one crash. It's on I-70 eastbound, just past that Miller-Kelton Avenue exit. Watch for crews blocking the right shoulder over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Rocktober, baby! Yeah!
It's Rocktober at Lindsay Honda.
Just announced for the rest of October, we're lowering the finance rate to 0.9% on every new Lindsay Honda. And you still get the Lindsay Honda difference. A $1,295 value package included with every vehicle purchase.
This is it.
Turn up the noise with Lindsay Honda.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24 and 25 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
The Buckeyes head to Happy Valley for a Big Ten battle with Penn State.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday morning at 6:30 with the Kick at noon.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
We had one fella that got hit by lightning, but he had he prearranged it to try to get that money. The crazy part was, dude, he was in a damn coma and we were jealous of him, man. We're like, look at this rich mother, dude. Breathing on our tax dollars over here.
From his Netflix special Regular People and hit podcast this past weekend, Theo Von's Return of the Rat Tour, coming to Schottenstein Center November 14th. Tickets on sale now at theovon.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If
If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join the program. We'll talk all things Browns, little Buckeyes. Know he was in the Horseshoe on Saturday. Another guy who was in the Horseshoe on Saturday as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check with our good friend of Bucknuts. He is Steve Helwagen. Steve, thanks for the time. As always, Buckeyes get it done 21-17. Bit of a nail-biter there at the end from Ohio State, Steve, over the Cornhuskers. Biggest takeaway for you, Steve, is it the offensive line or is it something else?
Well, I think obviously that's what stood out. I think anybody who watched the game saw that they really struggled. And, you want to pin all of it on one guy, the left tackle's in Mahalski. I don't know that you necessarily can do that because there were some other breakdowns in the course of the game as well, but he really struggled. He got beaten on 2 of the first 5 plays, one of them for a sack, and then Will Howard identified it and was able to scramble and get out of there. He got beaten on a play where Will got blindsided and fumbled the ball. And then I think on the very next play, he and Austin Sierreveld both got beaten right off the snap. And Howard was running for his life going toward the Nebraska sideline and got sacked. So it was not an Ohio State caliber offensive line performance. And certainly, going into a game against Penn State, which has got one of the better defenses, got to be a level of concern that's, I don't know, is DEFCON 5 the worst one or DEFCON 1?
I don't know.
Whatever the worst one is, that's about where they're at right now with this offensive line.
Let's talk a little bit about the in-game stadium experience. Ohio State, Steve, and I think it's been noted more in probably some of the Michigan games where they get that uneasy feel. And I think it's due to the fact, some of it, the success that's been had and the offensive proficiency where you're used to watching them score all of the time. But it felt really uneasy in there. I think the thing that kind of ironically kind of ignited it was the Arvell Reese targeting and the Ryan Day explosion and the water bottles flying onto the field. But before that, it didn't seem like there was a lot going on. And I know some people have maybe attributed that, maybe on the defensive side. Is there a lack of passion? Is there a lack of energy from the players that maybe kind of inspires the fans? You've been doing this a long time. And so I try to ask folks that have been around it, and then I can only view it through the prism of me as a player and then me as a fan and trying to identify those differences. You've seen this for a long time. Kind of what are your thoughts on where you think this is, why you think this is going on?
Oh, man, it is. It's hard to really pinpoint it. I mean, you've got 105,000 people there, and everybody there is coming from a different viewpoint in all walks of life and all ages. You have people who stand up to try and cheer the team, and they're told to sit down. And it's like, come on, this is a football game. You come to cheer for the team. And, I mean, I see both sides. You don't want somebody standing in front of you the entire game. But, that's just one example. I think over the years, they sold all of these commercial spots, first of all, for television. You have so many stoppages, and each one lasts anywhere from 2.5 to 4 minutes. I mean, it really draws it out. And that's been going on, obviously, for forever since they started televising the games, more than just the Michigan game in the 80s. All the games are on TV now. So that's kind of been the one thing that drags everybody down is there'll be some action, and then you have a 3-minute break, and it just kind of brings everybody down. But 12 o'clock start is a hard one at Ohio State just because it's such a struggle to get there. And
you don't have time to get drunk, too, Steve. Let's be real.
There's no pre-gaming. I mean, it just I always, a lot of times, my back then, I come down 15th Avenue. Those people are getting drunk. I can attest to that.
Students, yeah. They're committed.
Fraternity row. Yeah, they were up early. They're getting into it. But, I don't know what to say. I think that, now that they've got all this television money, do they really need to have all the in-game sponsorship stuff? They should be playing music and getting people going, having the band play, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe that's one thing they could look at.
He is Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Steve, obviously we know what's on the table this weekend for Ohio State. You're on the road. It's Happy Valley. It's another 105,000 seat stadium. Now, you did avoid the whiteout. That is a noon game, so I think you can thank Fox for that one with having to avoid that. But to you, what's the difficulty level of this defense having to prepare for maybe a multi-quarterback situation, as James Franklin so eloquently laid it out for us yesterday?
Yeah, you got a tough situation here if you're the Ohio State defense because, Drew Aller, he excels throwing the football and does a lot of good things. But Beau came in, and I thought he was awesome, in the second half against Wisconsin. He comes in, they're down 10-7, I think was the halftime score, and he helped lead them to the victory. So I don't think it's a problem for Penn State if he has to play. I mean, other than the fact he doesn't have a ton of experience, but he looks like he's definitely capable. And so I look at it that way. I mean, this game is a referendum when you look at it for either side. I mean, Ryan Day, if Ohio State loses, he's been 2-7 against top 5 teams in his career at Ohio State, and they're all but ruled out of the Big Ten championship game with 2 losses. Probably not going to make it. So that's one side. On the other side, if you're James Franklin, you lose this game, you're now 1-10. 1-10 against Ohio State. 8 straight losses to Ohio State if they lose this game. And yet, even at 11-1, if they run the table the rest of the way, the one saving grace for them is they're probably still in the playoffs. So, I would not want to be the losing coach at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Let's just put it that way, because there's going to be people upset on one side or the other. This is only the second time in 40 meetings that these two great programs are going to meet, both of them ranked in the top 5. The other one was in 1996, and John Cooper, he had a really good team that year. They smoked Penn State 38-7, and Joe Paterno came across, and he was just laughing, and he said to John Cooper, "You got a hell of a team there, bud." And they did obviously go and win the Rose Bowl that year, but just a great rivalry. Unfortunately, this is the end of it. I don't think after this year they're not going to play on an annual basis and no longer protected rivals. So many great memories. And Ohio State's dominated this thing. I think it's 23-8 in Big Ten play, Ohio State over Penn State. And, from Ohio State's standpoint, sad to see them go. But this one's a toss-up, guys. I don't know. I don't think Ohio State can go in there thinking all the great feelings that they've had about Penn State over the years going into this one.
Is there a direct flight from Happy Valley to Las Vegas where the Buckeye basketball team's playing Monday, Steve? Is that how you're navigating that?
I thought long and hard about going to that game, and I really wish I could, but I am not going to make the season opener on and what kind of a terrible time is this? 10 o'clock Eastern time, and it's on the off-brand, I think TNT, like a one-shot. They do like six college basketball games a year, and then they have the tournament, at the end of the year. But, it's interesting. Ohio State in a tough spot going up against a ranked team in the first game, of Diebler's first full year. So they're going to have to put it together on night 1.
Yeah, going to have to test their mettle. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great trip out to Happy Valley this weekend, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Yep. All right, guys. Take care.
There you go. Steve Helwagen, Bucknuts, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Fan Gas Hotline.
So, I asked the local Pella Columbus team, we're doing these ads for you. What should I tell the people? Tell them, hey, it's Bobby. Expect them to talk about how awesome the Pella windows are, the quality, the looks, all those things. They didn't even start with that. Their first response was actually just tell the people to know how buttoned up we are. Their windows, they sell themselves, but we want the people to know the local Pella Columbus team here in town, they're all in on making the process as perfect and as easy as possible, just as good as your windows. They want to make it easy, and you want to check them out? They pulled the Kirk Signetti on them. Google us. Go check us out. Google Pella Columbus. You'll see all the 5-star reviews. Then you'll know. Check them out at PellaColumbus.com.
We're going to get juice next. Morning juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Watching an incident on the south side. The left 2 lanes blocked off on I-270 eastbound just past the 270-23 split as crews work to clear up an issue. Also, the left shoulder blocked off on I-70 westbound just past downtown because of a disabled vehicle. And out in Dublin, watch for lane closures on the ramp from 33 eastbound to 270 eastbound because of a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Common Man and T-Bone. We've got an appearance coming up at our favorite place to do all our banging, Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We're going to be live Friday, November 1st at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside the casino for the top 5 matchup in Happy Valley.
Plus, you can win tickets to the big college football game in Columbus featuring our friends from the Hoosier State on November 23rd. We're giving those away this Friday.
The key is Friday. Come or you're dead to us. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
A vote for Sherrod Brown is a vote against Donald Trump. Sherrod Brown has spent 31 years in Washington, D.C. backing radical liberal policies.
Late-term partial birth abortion, where the baby is partially delivered alive. Trans biological men in girls' sports and bathrooms. Puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for children. Amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants.
Brown's liberal policies are the opposite of the Trump agenda, and Brown would oppose Trump at every turn. To undo the damage of the last 4 years, President Trump and Ohio need Republican Bernie Moreno in the Senate. 6 more years of Sherrod Brown? He's for they, them, not you. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
It's Thursday Night Football on The Fan. Catch the Texans and Jets from MetLife Stadium. Live coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bernie Moreno faced multiple lawsuits claiming discrimination against employees.
2 accused him of gender and age discrimination, and the 3rd accuses him of race discrimination. Moreno was sued for failing to pay overtime wages.
At some point in life, we've all experienced that boss. You know, the boss you hope you never work for again. Well, Bernie Moreno is that boss. Bernie Moreno was sued for discriminating against his employees. Like a woman he belittled for being a single mom, and a black man demoted from his position as manager after raising concerns he was being paid less than his white co-workers. And Bernie Moreno was caught failing to pay his employees the overtime they earned. And then Moreno shredded evidence to try and cover it up. A judge ordered Moreno to pay $400,000 to former workers. Yes, Bernie Moreno is that boss. And he most certainly shouldn't be our senator.
I'm Sherrod Brown running for Senate. I approve this message.
Paid for by Friends of Sherrod Brown.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Check this out. The new iPhone 16 Pro built for Apple Intelligence. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Plus, get a new iPad. Trade in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, the high 80 degrees. Very warm out there. And in fact, we could tie a record for the warmest day. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 58. Mild again on your Wednesday with a high of 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Shark, we're going to get to listen to this guy here coming up in our next segment around 8:04. He's got Schlegel fired up today.
You work out so hard, but my diet, I just break it on there because I work out and I eat right. I do everything right probably 90% of the time. But when I do break it for that 10% of the time, I break it hard. And it's called Bluebell. The best ice cream in the country. I love it.
As soon as I hear him say the dial's like, we're going to Bluebell.
I had a half gallon of Bluebell last week in Destin.
Last night. Yeah. That's what Schlegel says in one sitting.
And it's still a half gallon. It says it right on the label. Still a half gallon because, Breyers and those other ones, they shrunk. Same price, they just shrink. But
joke.
Bluebell is doing it right. The Blue Jackets have me juiced. I'm gonna give you some numbers here. Tedious. So listen closely.
Okay. Lock in.
Through 8 games, they've scored 33 goals. That is by far the most goals this team has ever scored through 8 games. 3 times they have scored 25 goals through 8 games. This year they have 33 through 8.
Jeez.
They have played 24 periods this season. They have at least 1 goal in 19 of them. They have not been playing from behind because they've scored the first goal of the game 6 times in 8 games. They already have 6 goals in a game 4 times this season. We talked about that earlier. And for just the second time in franchise history, the Jackets have scored 6 goals in back-to-back home games. Kirill Marchenko, 11 points in 8 games, 4 goals, 7 assists. He is just the 5th player in franchise history to have double-digit points through 8 games. Rick Nash did it twice. And so for the first time this season, I'm going to give you a Bob McElligott highlight.
Marchenko's driving the net. Monahan, he holds, goes across the ice, picked up by Jordan Harris. Back to Marchenko, and a shot fired. That missed the rebound off the boards to the stick of Monahan, and he scores. Give him 2 for the night, Sean Monahan, and that makes it 6-0.
And that is Bob McElligott, as you heard last night on The Fan. Bob, what has you juiced?
Let's fire off that Goggins.
Oh.
Before you say something's impossible, do it and do it and do it to a level that people think that you might be crazy until you say it's impossible. I'm tied up, hands and feet. I hate the water. I sink like a rock. But this is the one thing that almost stopped me from fulfilling my dreams.
and then he jumps in with.
He was sitting on a boat dock with his hands and feet bound up, talking to you about it. And he's like, and then just slides on in. I'm like,
and dropped 3 F-bombs, by the way, Bob. You really made me work this morning.
I'm sorry. I had you going sharp.
Schlegel made you work, actually.
Yeah, and Schlegel had you get you going there. What's got me juiced? That got me juiced up. Yesterday, Jim Tressel stopped by the house. It's All About the Team podcast. Sat down with Schlegel and I. That was a lot of fun. Of course, Schlegel, we're shooting it at 2. Tress said I'll be there at 1. He showed up at 12:50. I was still doing my YouTube show with Schlegel. I saw him pull in across behind in the window. And he sat there and talked to my wife, Courtney, for about 30 minutes out in the kitchen. And one of her friends was joking. She's like, they should have auctioned that off. That's a great thing. Great counselor, does an unbelievable job. One of the most selfless people I know. Just always wanting to help everybody. He stopped down here to do the podcast, which I'm pretty sure he's just simply doing to help the Youngstown newspaper out up there. I don't think he's getting compensated in any way. And then he was going up to Toledo to do a fundraiser with Jerome Bettis, another charity event. It's like, of course, that's your day. Drive from Akron to Columbus, Columbus to Toledo, Toledo back home, just serving others, and a great lesson to everybody. And lastly, what's got me juiced, I'm going to talk some more about this on my YouTube show. I was trying to get into with Steve a little bit. People have talked about the energy and passion on the defense and with this team. And, I was talking with Berman Ward yesterday on their podcast. I'm like, his personality type, or the guy's introverted. Like, is it just... There's a lot of things. It's very nuanced, and then some of the energy in the stadium comes up and how the energy is fed off back and forth, how it's symbiotic, and it's a big conversation that needs to be had, and there's really no great answers for it, and it's something that I could talk about for an hour, and so we'll do that a little later and get that going. What's got you juiced, babe?
No, that's got me juiced, Bob. You got to get off your butt and find that dog if you're over at Ohio
Give me
Stadium.
that dog.
I like someone in the YouTube comment, Ryan said, my 12-year-old stands up a lot and is always cheering. We have season tickets. I get aisle seats so he doesn't bother anyone. Had a guy about half my age tell me to have him sit down in the first quarter.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? First of all, it's a kid. Let the kid cheer, all right? He's a diehard Buckeye fan. Let him cheer. You're going to a football game. There's time for you to sit during the timeouts, or there's time for you to sit during the game when maybe the game is going at a pace in which you need to sit down. There's a time and a place for everything, but you are paying money to go to a football game. If you don't want to stand up, you don't want to cheer, you can do so from the pleasantries of your couch, which is a good place to watch. It's a fine place to watch. It's probably the best place to watch. But if you're going to the game, act like a fan, cheer for your team. Sorry to get on the soapbox right there. This guy is getting on a soapbox, but in the totally opposite direction. He's extra fired up. Schlegel is next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. The left shoulder is blocked off on I-270 northbound near Hamilton Road because of a crash out in the Gahanna area. Also watching very slow moving traffic on the south side on I-270 eastbound. Right as you're getting to Alum Creek Drive, we've got crews working to clear up an incident in those eastbound lanes. And still watching slow-moving traffic on I-71 northbound right near Greenlawn Avenue because of a crash. And this morning on the west side, we are also watching a crash on I-270 northbound right at the 270-70 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, friends, Beamer and Carp here, and the NBA is back. And FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all the action. Right now, FanDuel's giving everybody 3 months of NBA League Pass. Very simple. All you got to do to catch every tip-off, buzzer beater, is place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass courtesy of FanDuel. Bob, I know you love the League Pass.
Oh, it's tremendous. It's the content I didn't even know I needed. They did it with the NFL. Now they're doing it with the NBA, so you don't miss any of the action. Visit FanDuel.com/juice to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older in present Ohio. After 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all know Central Ohio's growing fast. It's making traffic worse and life more expensive. That's why voting yes on Issue 47 is so important. Issue 47 will help folks get to work faster and cheaper by creating COTA Rapid Bus Service. That means more routes, better hours, and more reliable service. That will expand access to transportation for everyone in our community, from the elderly to the disabled, to veterans and students. And Issue 47 will make our neighborhoods safer and more walkable by building 500 miles of sidewalks, trails, and bikeways. When we pass Issue 47, we'll get $1 billion in matching funds from the federal government to pay for it. We're already sending our tax dollars to D.C. Let's bring some of that money home to help our community. Issue 47 means safer neighborhoods and a better quality of life for our families. It's an easy call. Vote yes on Issue 47. Paid for by moving Central Ohio forward.
Football fans, meet your new full-service auto partner, Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. From Honda to Ford to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, we have the perfect vehicle for every football fan. Stuck on the road? Our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance is just one call away, and our Carvenience service means no hassle, just great service. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. For unbeatable deals and unbelievable service, visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out this sale on red, green, or black seedless grapes. Right now, they're just 99 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Bart. The Shark Oilers star Connor McDavid was injured on his first shift at Nationwide Arena, and the Blue Jackets took advantage, scoring 3 goals in the first period on the way to a 6-1 victory over Edmonton. Sean Monahan scored a pair of goals for Columbus. In football, it's 4th-ranked Ohio State at number 3 Penn State on Saturday. Yesterday, Nittany Lions coach James Franklin said he wasn't sure if his starting quarterback Drew Aller will be ready to play. He suffered a knee injury Saturday in a 28-13 win over Wisconsin. It's been 8 years since the Cavaliers started a season 4-0. Back in 2016, Cleveland was coming off an NBA title and won its first 4 games. And this season, the Cavs are 4-0 after beating the Knicks 110-104 at Madison Square Garden. In Monday Night Football, the Steelers beat the Giants 26-18. Pittsburgh is 6-2. New York 2-6. The Sports Center is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 of the program. We almost went back in time for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up here momentarily, we're going to check in with Schlegels. And then, coming up here at 8:33, Uncle Beau Bishop. He's going to join us. We'll talk some Buckeyes. We'll talk some Browns with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Get through this quickly. Jackets 6, Oilers 1. Had a great conversation with the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Sharky just laid out some Jacket stats for us. You can always go back to the podcast and listen to that. Jackets at home against the Islanders coming up Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Cavs 110, Knicks 104, Steelers 26, Giants 18, Dodgers 4, Yankees 2. Dodgers take a 3-0 series lead in the World Series. Crew at home against Red Bulls tonight at 6:45. By the way, I'm watching NFL Network in here in the studio. Can anybody tell me why Peter Schlegel on the NFL Network right now is wearing a Crew jersey? He's just wearing, I don't know what the player is. He's wearing the straight Charlie Brown Banana Kit Columbus Crew jersey right now. No idea, no context, no backstory, but guy on the NFL Network is rocking a Crew jersey. And I'm pretty sure he does the show from New York, which is great because they play the Red Bulls tonight.
Maybe Schlegel is from Ohio.
I don't think he is he?
I don't know. I mean, what's her name was a big Bengals fan when she was
from Freehold, New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people say that's like the Ohio of the East Coast.
Did they say
it's
that
Columbus,
about?
Yeah,
they say
Freehold.
that about Freehold, New Jersey.
They do.
It's the Columbus of the East.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why. If anybody
transplants over there.
If anybody can explain that to me, please do. Let's check in with Schlegel.
The best way to start a morning is with a heady dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
As we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, and at this time every Tuesday, we get to check in with our dear friend Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Schleg Day, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, Wade, Bucknuts! Woo! What's up with you guys,
Can you tell the people exactly what you're doing right now? Because we know what you're doing.
I'm just getting bumpy, man. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Listen, here's how I try out stuff. I've been researching this brand 1620 for a hot minute. And because, I'm a Carhartt guy, but I found these and I like, if I can deadlift in it, but then also wear it casually to home field, grab a pizza, a garage beer, and still keep it classy, and also do farm work, all in the same pant, I'm doing that. So I'm squatting. Safety box squat, sets of 8, juicy.
How many showers do you get in between those things, though? The lift, the work, and then the casual wear?
Don't worry about it. That's the point, man. It's like you just
locks in the scent.
You just want to. No, I change my underwear. I write down. I should go ask T-Bone what kind of dude wipes he uses, but I probably need a little bit more of those. But I change the drawers and the socks.
Not the pants.
Not the pants. Because they're good all day long, And I love this weather, man. It's supposed to be hot today. It's supposed to be in the 80s.
It is 80 today and 80 tomorrow, and then like 45 and cold and rainy on Halloween. What are you going for as trick or treat? I know you're a big.
Just the way I like it.
You're a big trick or treat guy. What are you going for as Halloween?
I love trick or treating. I just like the treats, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no tricks?
Honestly, you guys should do a Doomaging. No tricks, man. I'm a one-trick pony. Steph, what's happening? Here's the deal. I like Jolly Ranch. I like. If I'm gonna have hard candy, I like it sweet. If I'm gonna have chocolate, I like Reese's peanut butter cups. But I'm also very finicky. Just like I'm talking about work pants, I'm also finicky with my candy. Like, I'm not just gonna eat whatever candy's out there. Like, for instance, gummy bears. I don't eat anything else but Aldenay's gummy bears. You give me one of those Harborough, gold package gummy bears. Those things are like, I like a Jolly Rancher. Like, they're hard as bricks. No, those Aldenay's, bro, that white packaging is so sweet. And honestly, I've kind of been edging over to the, not edging the way that Bob thinks about it, but I've been edging over to the gummy worms because they're like multi-flavor on both ends,
All the pleasure.
And, oh, man, it's like, it is. It's a pleasure explosion in your mouth, Bob, as you would know. Anyways, what's going on? Is there football going on? What happened to your Bears, Bean? What in the Sam Dickens, Noah Brown Buckeye, baby?
Yep, I was excited for him, and then he also ripped my heart out. It was like the scene in Gladiator where Commodus has like the 6-inch blade that he put between Russell Crowe's ribs. That was basically it. You got 29 back there, Tyreek Stevenson hyping up the crowd. Play's been going on for 5 seconds. He doesn't even realize what's going on. Yeah, that was a great time for me on Sunday night.
Oh, could you imagine that guy just after that play? Like, he's doing that. And, you already know what's happening. Like, all snap, but it was something completely different coming out of his mouth. And then Proof David Copperfield, here we go, getting box the guy at the gym. Honestly, I think I need to go back and just coach basketball. That's what I should do.
Hey.
Be the basketball hype guy. Like, I've been in the weeds of, like, baseball base stealing, and – I just like all the, like, boxing out the gym. Noah Brown just sitting out there just like, man, this is great. Tip that thing to me. And then go up there, high point it, boom. It's like a volleyball. It's like setters. And he's just like, oh, yeah.
There you go.
Touchdown, Redskins.
Schlegel, we had your boy Diebler on. He came in studio with us, and we talked and we brought up about just having the rebounding coach with you. Just Bach.
Dude.
If you need a guy that might be 6'1.5" with a 28-inch vertical and an arm reach of 17 or 16, that's perfect. He can be your guy, but he'll teach him how to get it done.
Oh my gosh, it's a mindset, man. It's a mindset of just, that's my ball. You know what? If you're 7 foot and I'm 6'1", you might get one. But then you're going to get an elbow to the sack. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to box you out. I'm going to take your knees out. Whatever, at all costs. Elbows flying up, flailing around. Guys being dudes, doing dude things, rebounding. Yeah, I like it. Talk to me. What else is going on?
You're talking about baseball. I don't know if you know, Bryce Harper came to the game on Saturday. It was awesome. Good dude. Took a picture with some of my boys. Yeah, great human. Had the family, wife there. Did a little oval walk afterwards, walked on down there. But great dude. And we're going to take him as an honorary Buckeye, accept him into the fold. But over that game, Schlegel, on Saturday against Nebraska, looks good coming out, a little slow. Thought it might turn at halftime, maybe open up a bigger lead. Instead, it kind of turned the worm turned on you. Kind of what were your thoughts coming out of Saturday afternoon?
You know what? Here's my thoughts. I thought Matt Rule had a good presser at the end. And I'm not doing this by any stretch of the imagination for Ohio State. They don't pay me anything. But I would say this, I look at the positives first. Positives, I thought the defense played really, really fast and violent. And you can say whatever you want. Guys, when you're bringing we got to bring more pressure. We got to fight the quarterback. Dudes have 13 freaking TFLs, bro. 13. How many picks they have? They had 2 picks? 2 picks, 3 sacks, 13 TFLs. Right?
1 pick.
You're going to get your 1 pick? No. Was there a fumble? I thought they had 2 turnovers.
I think it's just the one.
That was just one, but I might be mistaken.
Yeah, tough crap. I like what I'm saying better. Anyways, that being said, and again, they gave up a couple. They gave up a couple passes. There's a couple runs of like 10 or maybe 15 or whatever. Okay, but I thought that you did what you needed to do and show what you need. And I KJ was playing with some. Honestly, guys, I get some reverb from people that just don't know. They don't know anything. And I'll tell you what, Cody Simon's playing some freaking good ball right now, man. And, the intensity, that's how you got to play defense at Ohio State. And I heard this stuff these guys just ain't dogs. They're not going to stick up for their guy because he got spit on. People don't even know context. The dude's all the way down the field. What, are you going to run all the way down there and get another personal foul to offset dude being ejected? What are you freaking talking about? You do it between the whistle, right? You play violent with your pads and your hands, just like Zelly did, which should not have been a thing. And here's the other thing. Fans, stop saying, it's the ref thing. Let's not excuse the fact that we couldn't run the damn football. So are there things we got to get fixed? 100%. Have we said those things for some time? At the beginning of the year, offensive line looked really good. Right? Go to the Oregon game against great competition, matchup games. Lost the rushing battle. Lost Josh Simmons. Come out this game. Lost the rushing battle to a Nebraska team that was averaging 93 yards a game in the Big Ten, 2.7 yards per carry. That's not acceptable. Right? So, again, are there things you got to correct? 100%. But guess what? You got to win, and now you go to Penn State, the true test. And again, I'm not even going to focus on Indiana because they're playing some really good ball right now. So, win where your feet are. Win this week at Penn State. And let's see what happens.
How do you do that, Schlegel? How do you win at Penn State? How do you win at Penn State? How do you go in there and win?
You be more physical than them, man. Big Ten football, you got to run the football, you got to stop the run. And now, again, if your running game is not there, defensively, you have to put yourself in position to make them have to throw it, which is by winning the line of scrimmage. And now you have Oliver being out. You don't know what's going to happen. You got to prepare this week for dual threat quarterback running the football. Okay. And I think that we should stop the run very well when we got to stop the run. You got to win first and second downs in these matchups. And you might see them have to go to something a little bit different now because of the offensive line shakeup. It might have to be more pass heavy. We don't know, but we'll see Saturday. So again, I'm not going to come out here and say this is what they got to do and what they got to do because I don't know all the personnel and I don't know all the people or what they're thinking about. But I do know this, you got a week to prepare. You got to coach the absolute crap out of it. And that's the other thing that I don't think people understand or appreciate. And it won't be evident, but whether you win or whether you lose barely, like if you have a high GSF, which a lot of these coaches do, it's about getting in the weeds of what we got to do to win the football game. Can I coach my guys up appropriately? Is there anything I'm missing? Like, you have to be absolutely fanatical about that. Absolutely fanatical. I mean, I'll tell you one bright side, too. Our tight ends have been blocking really, really well. G. Scott has had a couple of good games. Like, that's going – I like to look at the positives. So we affected the quarterback. We got 13 TFLs. Like, guys, that's a lot, man. I think we're at like 20 sacks for the year right now. We're at 23 last year. We got to keep that going. We got to get a little bit more turnovers. Oh, side nugget. I thought Will Howard played very, very well.
Yeah.
I think, what was he, 13 of 16 or 16 of 19? He was almost perfect in the first half, 221, 3 touchdowns. They go up and score. Very next drive, 75 plays, touchdown. That was Will. So, I mean, again, Carnell, you knew he was going to have a big game at some point. Huge game, awesome for the kid, right? But there's some things like, where was JJ in the second half? Like, but those are all things that they're going to go look at. Again, I'm not dissecting it, but why? And as a coaching staff, that's what you're looking at. Like, how can we utilize our players? And they're going to have to. It's going to be a big week, man. Excited for the game. That's why you come here.
Schlegs, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your lift. Enjoy the Schleg day.
Yeah, enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it right now. I just got a super long rest. My heart rate's down now to 98. It was like 135. Burning 752 calories so far. How about that?
I haven't burned 752 calories in the last 3 years. Bye.
Bye.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Buckeyes are going to have to prepare for 2 quarterbacks all week against Penn State. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, there are a couple of issues out there. Some of the big ones on the west side. Expect lane closures on I-270 northbound, right at I-70 because of a crash. On the south side, very slow-moving traffic on I-270 eastbound because of a crash. Right as you're getting up to Alum Creek Drive. I-71 northbound near Greenlawn Avenue, watching a crash in those northbound lanes coming into downtown. And in the Gahanna area, I-270 northbound, slightly blocked off near Hamilton Road as crews work to clear up an issue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Skyline is serving up special Halloween ways made with orange noodles this Wednesday and Thursday only. Stop in for Skyline Halloween ways or pick them up and take them home. October 30th and 31st only at participating Skyline restaurants while supplies last.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Your small business can save big with the SACA benefit plan. 844-MEDOhio.com. That's 844-MEDOhio.com. Anthem's SACA benefit plan. 844-MEDOhio.com.
Trust & Will knows that you're likely celebrating a loved one's birthday this month because fall is the most popular birthday season in America. And Trust & Will celebrates by protecting what matters most. Trust & Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, designed by attorneys but customized by you. Visit trustandwill.com with offer code Columbus for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trust & Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
There was a time where I woke up every day and my knee kept bothering me. I wondered, would it ever get better? I'd like to go out and run. I'd like to go play golf. I'd like to hang out with my friends at the pool, go off the diving board, play with my kids, do the stuff that I wanted to do. I looked at having surgery, thought that's not the answer. Don't want to do that. I've had plenty of surgeries in my life. I didn't want to be on medication and just keep pounding ibuprofen and pain pills. That wasn't going to be the answer. So I want to get real, lasting relief, as thousands of patients will tell you. So I went over to QC Kinetics and talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. I even brought my dad with me and said, hey, he's got a bad knee too. He's at a little later stage in life. Could this work for him? QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies, including your own body's healing properties. That's what I wanted, to get healed up and do it the natural way. The choice is yours. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They've got offices in Dublin and in Gahanna, or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
You know, Ohio's Supreme Court makes headlines for the wrong reasons. They even ruled it's okay for boneless chicken wings to have bones that can choke kids.
But we can stop their extreme one-party politics by voting for Mike Donnelly, Melody Stewart, and Lisa Forbes for Ohio's Supreme Court.
Right. Ohio's newspapers say Donnelly, Stewart, and Forbes are the clear choice.
We need an experienced, independent court we can trust. And Donnelly, Stewart, and Forbes will judge the Reproductive Freedom Amendment fairly and honestly, protecting our rights, safety, and families.
Ohioans deserve independent justice, transparency, and equal treatment under the law. That's why we really need Donnelly, Stewart, and Forbes to provide checks and balances.
Don't stop fighting for your rights, freedoms, and choices. But do remember to vote for Mike Donnelly, Melody Stewart, and Lisa Forbes.
Paid for by Donnelly for Supreme Court, Stewart for Ohio Supreme Court, and Forbes for Justice.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mild out there this morning. Lots of cloud cover expected. Partly cloudy today with a high of 80. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. And then partly sunny on your Wednesday with a high close to 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here, 8:33, we'll check with Uncle Beau, talk a little Browns, talk a little Buckeyes with him. But for now, let's do this.
When you hear the song, you know what it means. It means it's a Tuesday. It's an appetizer Tuesday, a Threes Day. The featured appetizer is going to be $3 all day long. And today's featured appetizer is the one, the only, the favorite of Anthony Frederick Schlegel, who you just heard had an aneurysm live on radio. It's mac and cheese bites, but they'll bring him back to life. They're delicious. They're gooey on the inside, and they're $3 all day long at Roosters, so be sure to check them out.
614-821-9710. You get into Shark, you'll be walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. We have ESPN, we have NFL Network on TVs, usually every morning in here. Peter Schrager is wearing what today that I'm very confused about why he is wearing it. 614-821-9710. Get that into Shark. What is Peter Schrager wearing? And you're going to be walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. Buckeyes got some good news yesterday, so really feel like a match was lit in Ohio Stadium on Saturday and thrown into a pile of gasoline when Arvell Reese was thrown out of the game for targeting. Arvell Reese will no longer be suspended for the first half of Ohio State's top 5 showdown with Penn State. Following Ohio State's win over Nebraska, the program submitted an appeal to the Big Ten regarding Reese's targeting penalty, arguing that he should not have been ejected on his hit. And Nebraska wide receiver Jamal Banks, the Big Ten, went to the NCAA, who then determined, upon review of the play, that should not have been penalized for targeting and vacated Reese's suspension, allowing him to play the entire game against Penn State. Listen, I'm not doing like film breakdown at all. I usually watch Ohio State's game live, and then I will rewatch it at some point on the weekend at like critical junctures. Arvell Reese, to me, Bob, one of the best tacklers on the team. He's playing a lot. That is great news going up against a Penn State offense.
Oh, yeah, he's playing
back.
He's playing about a third of the plays, so you're going to want him back. He's a versatile guy. He can do a bunch, and he can help the team, and it's good for him. And all hands on deck when you go to Happy Valley. Like, the last thing you want to be doing is rolling in there shorthanded. So the fact that was overturned, now you won the game, so it didn't ultimately penalize you, but Ryan Day almost lost his mind. So that was a rough one.
I don't know if he almost lost his mind. I think we were on our way.
Quinn Temple saved him.
Pulling him back.
Yeah.
Slamming that headset. That was I agreed with him because I was looking at that and they were on the replay. It was a unique scenario because usually I'm not listening to the TV guys. I'm listening to Paul and Jim and the great job that they do. And by the way, when I was driving back on our way from Louisville, so that was during the noon games of last weekend's or a couple weekends college football games. I'm listening to the whip around of all like the play-by-play guys around the country. And big takeaway is that be thankful for what you got in Paul and Jim because those guys are the best in the country at what they do. They're really good. And they're the best in the country at what they do. But I turned on the TV to listen to what Mike Pereira was saying about it because, they got the rules expert up there. And so I turned down Paul and Jim and I turned up the TV in here and he was like, yeah, to me, that's like flagrant targeting. I'm like, I just don't. What is he supposed to do?
He hit him with the forearm in the chest.
He hit the ball. He popped the ball out.
And he was still like leaning forward. So if he snapped his head would have went back.
Bob, if Arvell Reese wanted to take his head off and earn that targeting penalty, he could have delivered one of the most vicious hits that we've seen in a long time.
Absolutely. But he didn't. Did that. Thankfully, the Big Ten submitted to the NCAA. It was all done well. So, and done adjudicated correctly. So I feel good about that. That's pretty solid right there.
It is solid. Also, too, Ohio State's going to have to get ready to play multiple quarterbacks, it looks like, perhaps on Saturday. Here was James Franklin from yesterday.
But the reality is we're going to have both guys ready, and you could even make the argument all three guys ready, which is challenging to do in a game week, is to try to get all those guys ready. So have had some conversations with Danny and Andy about that already. We'll continue to have conversations about it, but I do think Drew has played enough football that it'll go all the way up to game time until we make that decision.
Getting ready for a possible, maybe not a two-quarterback system,
maybe
but
three.
Maybe a three. Maybe a triple-headed quarterback system.
I love James just throwing it out there. Like, it's giving Ohio State more to prepare for. It'll be a very nuanced week.
Which is fine. That's gamesmanship.
It is. No, and it's real. Like, nobody's going to come out and say, oh, this is our guy, unless you watched Drew Aller get carted off with an Alex Smith-style leg.
And he didn't. He was walking to the locker room, cursing out some Wisconsin fan.
But then you had Beau Prabula come in, who runs a lot and is a lot different, but they weren't prepared for him as a runner. So it'll be interesting to see Ohio State. They'll probably have like a lot of carryover, but then they'll have a couple spot calls. If it's Beau, this is kind of how we have to attack him to make sure we keep him in the pocket. Aller, this is how we're going to attack him, and this is what we'll do. And so you have to kind of straddle that and try to figure it out. But at least you know. So you have a plan. Like sometimes it's great to get the backup, but if the backup and the starter are very different, it's hard to kind of change that mid-stride.
What game was it earlier this year? Was it Akron or Western Michigan?
Akron.
It was Akron when the quarterback went down, and then a running quarterback came in, and it kind of changed the dynamic. And Akron went down the field just because at that point in time, Bob, you're like, I don't know, because it throws your game plan out the entire window. So maybe better to happen that during the last game. Now you get to prepare for both of these guys if that situation arises.
And now you know, Beam.
And now you know.
Just like they know who was the winner, Shark. You just texted that over. Oh, Billy from Lancaster. Don't you lose her number, Shark.
She knew that Peter Schrager was wearing a Columbus Crew jersey.
Absolutely.
Which I still don't know why.
Wins the $50 Roosters gift card. And usually, Shark's been gone for 2 weeks. I almost forgot. I get him. It was 10 medium flappers only. Now it's 10 garlic flappers only. And so yesterday I had Tress over at the house. Schlegel came over. We did his All About the Team podcast, which I think is going to air the week in Michigan. So nice little frothy build-up. Schlegel and I talked about some of our favorite stuff, lessons from every team. And Tress sat in there talking to my wife, for lovely Courtney, for about 40 minutes. Like, you got a great counseling session with one of the best dudes I know. But in doing that, I just got back from doing the podcast over at Roosters with Berm and Ward. So I come back, I got all the Roosters for the kids. They get the Nashville spicy chicken sandwiches. My one son wants this. I get some, we get some boneless medium. I get some naked drums only with the Nashville rub, which are great.
Love a dry rub.
And so we had all that. Some people like it with lotion. Either way, Beam, you're good. or some sauce, I guess you could say, on there to really moisten it up for you. But Shark gets his medium flappers. And so I came in, and my daughter had friends over yesterday. And Shark's not getting a whole 10 bag now. I mean, a couple were poached off.
Oh, no.
And I'm looking at that. And then Tress, before he was leaving, he's like, we'll get out of here. I'm like, dude, this is it. Like, you spent another 10 minutes when people are coming in. It's going to be mass chaos. And Tress like, I would like to have one wing. And I didn't want to say anything. So we had some boneless barbecue. We had my drums out there. There was like a couple options because all the kids want something different. And he reached and he grabbed that garlic flapper, Shark. I couldn't deny him.
No, of course.
All he asked for was, hey, can you get me a napkin with this? And he ate that bad boy, and then I threw it away for him. So I don't know if there was I think there was maybe 8 prior. Now there might be 7. So I'm sorry about that, but I figured you would be honored to have had Jim Tressel finger your food before you ate it.
Did he eat it with one hand?
No, I think he two-handed.
Or was he a double?
No, he had he was going directly. I think he was as nervous to not get it on himself.
Yeah,
because he was going up to.
Was he doing the stance where he's wide base?
He wasn't wide base. He was tipped forward a little. Okay. But he had his classic. He's got the new red vest, the scarlet vest, with the Ohio State and the Y-Town split screen on there.
Looking good. That's maybe the honor of your life.
This is no joke. He told us during the podcast, not a joke. I mean, his cognition is high. But in 7 years, 6 years, he can run for president, Shark.
Well, he's got to be 70?
71, maybe 72, somewhere in there, early 70s. But he dropped out. He goes, I have about 14 different teams that I kind of help counsel and consult with.
NFL?
No, in college. I think it's all like his former players, coaches, everything else. He started talking. I think he talks to Ryan and stuff, but he's like, I talked to all these people, and he always tells them, I'm a dinosaur. I haven't coached in a long time, but he's still one of the best at analyzing situations and really just asking the right questions to make you think about kind of the process of how to go through it. Absolute legend.
That's terrific. It's the honor of a lifetime for you, Shark. Uncle Beau Bishop, he joins us. We'll recap the Browns and Buckeyes with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Still watching a couple crashes. I-270 eastbound still slow moving on the south side, leading up to Alum Creek Drive because of an issue from earlier this morning. I-71 northbound near Greenlawn Avenue, also slow moving due to a crash. On the west side, those northbound lanes of 270, right at the 70-270 split, are also slightly blocked off as crews work to clear up an issue. And on the east side on I-270, both north and southbound lanes slightly slow moving because of issues over there near the Gahanna area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, your pilot hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night, and you can't stand your CPAP machine. The good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine, and Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and stops your snoring. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. Yeah, Marysville. If you're snoring and waking up all of Marysville or wherever you live and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. And as the end of the year approaches, a lot of people have exceeded medical deductibles, which means less out of pocket for you. Don't delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also check him out online, sleepbettercolumbus.com, and now sleepbettermarysville.com.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
How big of a Jackets fan are you? Like, scary big? Prove it. Show us you're the biggest CBJ fan and you could win tickets to the Stadium Series at the Horseshoe. Head to 971thefan.com now through November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. to enter. Do it.
Come November, I'll need an ACA health insurance plan. And thanks to Health Markets, searching for a plan can be easier. When you go to healthmarkets.com, you can find a licensed insurance agent right in your area. They'll even take you through the plans in person. And their help doesn't cost you anything. That's what I like.
Discover the advantages of real personalized service today at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Sales agents may be compensated based on a consumer's enrollment in an insurance plan. No obligation to enroll, paid after per trail.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
So I asked the local Pella Columbus team, we're doing these ads for you. What should I tell the people? Hey, it's Bobby, and I expected them to talk about how awesome the Pella windows are in quality and looks and all that. But their first response was actually, we just want people to know how buttoned up we are. The windows, they sell themselves. But we want people to know there's a local Pella Columbus team here in town that's all in on making the process as perfect as the windows. And if you Google Pella Columbus, you'll see the reviews that prove all of it. So now you know Pella Columbus.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Well, the NBA is back, and FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all the action. Right now, FanDuel's giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you got to do to catch every tip-off, buzzer beaters, place any $5 bet on the NBA, and get 3 months of NBA League Pass courtesy of FanDuel. If Kings are your favorite team and the Grizzlies are your favorite team, well, Bob, we got good news for you.
You can get them all. You can watch them. It's the content beam you didn't even know you needed. So the $5 bet on any NBA game, 3 months of the League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/juice to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older in present Ohio. After a 3-month trial, full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery, home of the best blended whiskey in America. Grab a bottle or dine in at their 2 restaurant locations in Grandview and Gahanna. Drink local, drink High Bank.
What a Saturday game day it was for you and the family over the weekend at the Horseshoe. Could you doctored it up any better?
It's unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It changed. I'll tell you, fellas, I talked about this a little bit yesterday on my show. Watching it with them changed the way that I viewed a game, in the sense that at the end of it, Beams was like, little Beamsy, your namesake there. He was. He goes, Dad, that was such a great game. And all around me, people are like going, we suck. We can't block. Go to blank, throwing water bottles. It was like, meantime, like from his perspective, he's like, I'm just glad it wasn't a blowout, Dad. That was a great game. I'm like, yeah, it was. It was certainly had that.
It's a traditional Big Ten bloodbath out there.
Yeah, it really was. No, it's a magical place. I do think that it's the first time I've been there with the whole family as a fan. And I do think that there are some structural things that have got to get done. And I know Ross is on it. Talked to Ted before the game. I know he's on it. But like the speaker system, it's where we were. It was hard. Everyone was Charlie Brown's teacher. It was really hard to make out even what was being said. Like when Urban was on the mic, it was hard to even understand what he was articulating from our section. And I was with the family, so it's not like I had six. And then like the video board stuff, like they got to get that going. Those got to be bigger. When they did the hype video before they come out, it didn't even really resonate with the fans, hardly at all. And it's like there's some improvements that really need to be made.
You couldn't even really hear it. I mean, that was what was amazing.
Did you have that experience too, Bob?
Yeah.
Like it was hard to hear?
I was over at the club level, but you can't hear the video. Like I was like intently trying to watch it and purposely listening to it, as opposed to it grabbing your attention from what you were doing.
Correct.
Which is what it should do. Like, hey, warm-ups, team's getting ready to run out, and like, boom, now we're ready to go. Here it comes. Not, hey, is there something happening up there? Let's like kind of take a look.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening around the country, right? You've seen all the rest of them where they have the light shows and all of that. Big Noon is a problem, too, because it's just tough.
There's not enough time to get drunk, Beau. I mean, let's just be honest with it.
No. Like, well, there were people around me who had plenty of time, apparently.
Of course, but like, I don't know, there's the committed few. Like, there's always the few, the proud.
Few.
You have those people, like, Helwagen soccer.
You're right.
Driving down 15th. Of course, the college kids, they're the Warriors. They'll go out till 3, turn around and wake back up at 6, or maybe not even go to bed. But most people don't have that dedication in them. You know, they go to dinner on Friday night, slow start, coffee at 8, kind of meander down to the stadium, corral the kids around. They don't have time to be whipping. No. Maybe they should be passing out fireballs before the game as people are coming in. I don't know.
They have there's that sweet spot where you feel good about it, and then it goes south, and then it becomes negative. So that you got to get to that sweet spot. It takes a real pro to get there. But yeah, I do think Big Noon is a problem. Like this game Saturday should be a night game. This should be at night.
To be honest, I'm not hating the fact for this team that it's not, though.
I agree with you for those reasons. But in terms of big picture, fan of interesting, Penn State over here, us over there should be at night. Those should be night games. And I think you play so many. Look, the money is great. That's what the money's for. Exactly. We'll give you the money. You play at noon. There's the money, right? That's what the money's for.
But the reality appreciation.
That's right. But the reality is that Big Noon it's tough from an atmosphere standpoint too. And I think we've kind of gotten into a rut because most of our big games have been at noon now.
Is it Kiffin who was talking about in his press conference, like they have yet to have a night game at Ole Miss, and he was like, look at LSU's played, back-to-back night games, and they get all this and that. Like Tennessee's played like 6 night games already this year. So, I mean, he's kind of getting the opposite treatment because we know that the SEC, like ESPN, ABC, different with their product. They always put their prime games in the nighttime slot instead of the Fox going to the Big Noon.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes to coach at Florida and has this type of success and is with that type of brand, then he'll play a lot of night games. It's just that's kind of the way that it goes. So I do wonder if long term there will be a negative impact of Big Noon on the Big Ten in terms of atmosphere.
What was more surprising to you this weekend? The close battle, which Beamsy loved against Nebraska, or the close battle victory royale that we saw with the Browns on Sunday against the Ravens?
Listen, we lost Jim Donovan on Saturday. Yep. I got to know him through the years pretty well, and it would be like if Dom was always also the voice of the Buckeyes. So just for people here who haven't been to Northeast Ohio and aren't familiar with Jim other than hearing him here on the fan when he calls the games, like that was the type of impact. He was in your living room every night, and then he was the voice of the Browns for 25 years. So it was an emotional thing to begin with. Man, if you don't believe in divine intervention, I can't help you. I mean, was that the easiest interception in the history of Kyle Hamilton's life?
I mean, right in the numbers.
Like if one of my third graders dropped that, I'd be like, "What are you doing, man?" Like it was almost like Jameis feathered it to him. Like here's a little softy.
They call it grooving it to him, I think, in baseball.
Like, what the heck, man? So you had that. You had a doink in field goal. They had a doink out field goal. And Rashad Bateman dropped the ball because he saw the sun in Ohio in late October. Ball got lost in the sun. Come on.
How often does that happen?
Come on. I mean, you don't believe in it. I can't help you. That was it. That was all of those things. I think the big thing that is, and it's been, I know how much it's meant to his family, and obviously you could hear him here on the Fan for the last several years as the voice of the Browns, and all of it was so special. From a football perspective, it looks quite a bit different when you just have a quarterback who will just throw it. Just throw the damn ball. It's the same offense. It's the same scheme they were running with Watson. And all of a sudden, Jameis is in there, and Jameis sees where blitz is coming from, sometimes doesn't. He may have thrown 3 that could have been picked, fine, but on this day they weren't. But at the very least, it's fun, and he drives the ball down the field and took shots. So that was an aberration, to say the least. I thought they would cover. I didn't think they'd win.
It was amazing. Like you said, the weather here has been tremendous, by the way, Beau.
Awesome,
I mean, you keep complaining and lamenting. I mean,
this is peak.
It's San Diego. This is peak Ohio. It doesn't even rain anymore. Except for Halloween, apparently. You're going to get that gift.
We got the last half of September, first half of October, and now that's extended into late October, and it looks like even early November. This is peak Ohio. This is as good as it gets, brother.
There's a tree in my neighborhood that we go on a walk with the dog and with Billy the kid and with Meredith. I just stop and I look at it for like 6 minutes on our walk.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. I'm just going to take it because I know in about 2 weeks' time, it's going to be gone.
It'll all be gone.
There will be no more leaves, and it's going to be gray until March. So just take it in. Take it in.
But
and
for
enjoy
now,
it.
we got to live, boys.
For now, we got to live. Uncle, always appreciate the time. Thanks for popping on with us. Have a great show today, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, boys. Talk to you soon.
There you go. It's Uncle Beau Bishop with us here every Tuesday at that same time. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still tracking multiple issues across your roadways. 270 north and southbound, slow moving on the east side near Gahanna because of a couple crashes. 270 on the south side going eastbound, also slow moving near Alum Creek Drive. And on the west side, I-270 northbound, slightly blocked off at the 70-270 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, you're pilot hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Football is built on tradition, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With a lifetime powertrain warranty on every vehicle purchase, you know you're getting a relationship that's built to last. Need service? Our Car Convenience service takes care of everything, from picking up your vehicle to dropping it off when it's done, leaving you with a rental car in between. And with 4 dealerships and a collision center, Hinderer Motor Company is your one-stop shop for all things automotive. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Breaking news coming in at 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
APCO, windows, siding, and decks. Business First says we're the largest remodeler in town. Our philosophy is simple. We don't rely on sales gimmicks to get our customers. We rely on our reputation.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Steve Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Wednesday night at 8.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. Remember that day I invented the everything bagel? That was a heck of a day, Jerry. I was right there in line.
Get Eco.
I saw the onion bagel and the poppy seed bagel and the sesame bagel, and I thought, imagine if one bagel could give you everything you need. You changed the world that day, Jerry.
Get Eco.
I think Eco is just like that for homeowners in Ohio. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians. One company, one call, everything you need.
Get Eco.
Eco is a complete ecosystem of home services all under one roof.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Big things, small things, projects that require a little of this and that. Eco has the whole ecosystem equally covered.
Get Eco.
What if one day someone comes up with a new thing you can put on a bagel?
Well, I've already patented everything, Aaron. Nobody can claim everything plus one.
You're a wise man, Jerry.
I'm making a fortune, Aaron.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, the high 80 degrees. Very warm out there. And in fact, we could tie a record for the warmest day. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 58. Mild again on your Wednesday with a high of 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Reichert Chevy.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here tomorrow at this very time, Jackets player is going to join us. I don't know the cycle. I don't know if we're going to get Jack Johnson back on. I don't know who it's going to be. But tomorrow this time, Jackets time. Jackets player is going to join us coming up here tomorrow at this time. So looking forward to that. But we here on The Juice brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Healthy Leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Beau and the boys are going to be up after we're done. Talk a little Jackets, talk a little Cavs, talk a little Brownies as well. So all kinds of good stuff coming up with those guys. Nate Davis is going to join them coming up here at 11:33. Columnist for USA Today, who does a fantastic job covering the NFL. So I haven't told you guys this story yet, so it was good. So Meredith and her mom Kelly went to the game on Saturday. Told you yesterday, was in and was out. Dropped them off, and then I hung out with Willie until he did nap time. Then my dad came over, watched him from halftime until they got back to the house because I had to leave for work. And so they're sitting AA north side of the stadium, like right on the goal line. So what would that be? Northeast corner of Ohio Stadium, right on the goal line.
That's
like,
not far from my tickets.
Yeah, 10 rows up. Like they're like great seats. It was awesome. They got them for face value, so they were pretty happy about that. And they're chatting to, their seat comrades who are right next to them. And I don't know how this came up in conversation. I didn't really have time to ask my mother-in-law about this, but they got the guy next to her must listen to the radio show. And I don't know how this became a conversation, but he asked her if she liked her Fireball before 9 a.m.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't think that, like, because she doesn't like to be talked about on the air. And I was like, well, it's too bad. It's good content. The people,
it is good content.
The people want more Kelly content.
Shark is enamored with you, and it makes him happy.
Correct. And so I don't know how they exactly got into this conversation, but he had figured out that was her. She's like, yeah, that was me who they were talking about. And so I guess he had an extra little bottle of Fireball that he may or may not have rock hammered that in, a la Andy and Shawshank. And so she did end up doing the Fireball shot in the stadium.
Oh, there you go. I mean, everybody needs a friend like that. One for me.
She had a great time on Saturday, which was great. Yeah, which was great. So they were having a great time over at the game. Good. Meredith said, because I haven't been in the stadium in a while. Again, on game days, I watch the first half at home. Halftime, I drive in. I call my stepdad for 15 minutes. Then I'm in here. Then I'm in the second half and watching it. Meredith did say that it was a very uneasy feeling in the horseshoe.
Yeah. I don't know. And Beau was saying there's some issues with the sound, and there's some in-game stadium stuff that could be corrected and that could be addressed and help. But, I mean, there was just some nervous energy there. And I think, some of it, too, is the players, their excitement level, I think, helps. And just, you can see it. That's infectious. But, getting the crowd involved, getting the crowd engaged, that always helps. But you've got to be leaning in and trying to do that as well. And so, there's ways and levers to fix this, but it's got to take a conscious effort. Now, this week it won't be an issue. There'll be tons of energy at Penn State. Not as much as for a nighttime whiteout, but for a noon kick, it'll still be rocking.
It was raucous a couple of years ago when you went there that was a noon game in which we had the one JT game, right? I mean, whatever the stat line was in that, a couple of sacks. Was it a touchdown, forced fumble recovery?
Lots of
the JT,
all the stuff.
Tui Moloau tidal wave. They were amped up and ready to rock it. Well, it really is like a bento box. They were ready to rock for that game. They're going to be ready to go for this game. I know that we can all complain about noon starts and how we want it to be 3:30, 8 o'clock. It's not going to change as long as Fox has the broadcasting rights, and you're one of the biggest brands in college football, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going anywhere. I think that's a 10-year deal, Beam. So I don't know if I'll be alive talking about that. Tress and I were talking about something yesterday, Shark, and he was like, I don't know if I'll be alive. I won't be alive to see. I was like, listen, let's not.
What were we talking about?
Well, it's just the evolution of football, things of this generation of players. Do they come back and live in Columbus? How does that work? And he's like, well, I won't be around to see that. But he's like, just kind of how that moves forward. He's like, a lot of guys have come back, and if that trend will continue. And he's just always introspective and looking at things. I was like, don't say that. I'm going to need to call you probably more in the next 10 years. So you better quit eating those wings and stay healthy for me.
I say more wings, Shark, upon your retirement. More wings. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What will be the outcome of the Crew's best of 3 playoff series against Red Bulls? Crew in 2, Red Bulls in 2. Crew in 3, Red Bulls in 3. Now, it is the system.
Crew in 1. They win so big, Red Bulls forfeit the next one.
7-0 tonight?
Yeah.
Or 6. Just get to the Jackets' magic number.
Yeah.
Get to the magic number. Interesting note about these playoffs, it's a direct to penalty kick situation again. So there's not the extra 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
And not in the first round. So it's a direct to PKs if you are tied after 90 minutes.
Excitement.
They forego the 30 minutes of extra time and will go directly to penalty kicks to determine a winner.
You like that or not?
I don't like that. I think you should. If MLS is making you play 3 playoff games in the best of 3 to start off a playoff series, play the full 120 if you're going to go. Make it an actual game.
You would think.
I'm going to say Crew in 2.
We'll go Crew in 2.
Bob, had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow on a big Wednesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Beau and the boys up next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still tracking multiple issues across your roadways. 270 north and southbound, slow moving on the east side near Gahanna because of a couple crashes. 270 on the south side going eastbound, also slow moving near Alum Creek Drive. And on the west side, I-270 northbound slightly blocked off at the 70-270 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. 4 teams left with a legit shot to win the Big Ten this year. Oregon's the favorite at plus 110. Ohio State has the second best odds at plus 160. Penn State comes in at plus 440, and Indiana's 14-1 to win the Big Ten this year. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Erectile dysfunction is a destroyer of your confidence, of your joy and intimacy, and often it can even harm your relationship. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leading men's sexual health practice in our area for treating erectile dysfunction, and I want you to know today that if you're like most men, you can be free of ED and all the impacts it has on your life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're your local provider for dealing with men's sexual health issues. Our expert medical teams are focused on treating ED, and we have highly effective treatment plans with some protocols that work in well over 90% of
chronic cases. We can even combine treatments for greater efficacy, all of which means it's very likely you'll be having great sex again within just a day or two of your first appointment. You might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. We're dealing.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
So are you that person? The one who's been buying over-the-counter insoles just to make whatever shoes you wear cushy? Yep, that was me. Hey, it's Anthony. And before I went to the Good Feet store, my back would kill me if I was on my feet for any serious amount of time. I was told about the Good Feet store's 3-step arch support system. Once I tried them in my shoes, I instantly felt more supported, and honestly, my feet felt aligned perfectly for the first time in forever. And they're fit to me personally. And it's not just comfort. My Good Feet store arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet. They've made such a difference in my life. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, obviously me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Bring in your favorite shoes to the Good Feet store, and they'll personally fit you to ensure your comfort. Go ahead. Take a free test walk today. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner